Here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Southwest Florida TechNet for September 10th, 2021, Friday. And I got to tell you, it's the day before 9/11. It's one of those things. We're going to push through it tonight. We're going to talk about it for a few minutes, and then we're going to move on. As much as it's a huge deal for me, and I'm going to explain that, being a retired firefighter myself. And so I do want to mention a few things about it tonight, but we're not going to get into a long drawn out listing of everyone's personal whereabouts and all that kind of stuff. I spent long and hard thinking about doing a whole show tonight on 9/11 and everybody telling us about where they were and all that. And I polled a few people, and I just don't think that would have went over well. I think what we need to do tonight is remember those we lost and respectively move on and work on a project tonight. So that's what we're going to do. Where you are on that, I'm sorry if it's good or bad, but that's what we've decided to do. Okay, anyway, this is the Southwest Florida TechNet, sponsored by the Southwest Florida Tech Team. We are a non-for-profit team here in Southwest Florida, and we're looking for members nationwide. If anybody would like to join, it doesn't cost anything. We're just looking for people that want to participate. We're doing a lot of dial-up stuff now, and we're actually planning our first project day where we're going to build something physically at a park. It's going to be great. Okay, and there's a lot going on tonight. Tonight we're going to be doing FT8. I actually have it running right now on 20 meters, and we are going to be, it's running right here behind me, and then I'm emulating that screen using TeamViewer so that you guys will be able to see it at home over here, when we're going to be talking about that in just a minute. But before we get all that going, I do want to go ahead and let me switch screens here. This is the only hard part is switching all the screens around. Okay, let me get this back in here, and hold on, give me just 1 second. View, present, there we go. All right.
Ian, I did not get the message saying that you were recording. Did you set up the recording? I got the live stream, but not recording.
Yeah, I'm no longer recording because the live stream has been picture perfect. Recording these 4-hour sessions is huge, and it's causing me all kinds of problems. And the truth is, I've been erasing them. I haven't needed any of them. YouTube is recording us flawlessly. So, but thank you for reminding me and making sure I didn't screw up again and forget to turn it on. All right, so here we go. Because it's always good to make sure I haven't screwed up again. That's always a good thing. Let's do a little screen share here. Okay, tonight we're going to do an FT8 demonstration. We're going to dip in and out of this demonstration throughout the evening. We're actually, at some point, we're going to go for a little while. And then at some point, I'm probably going to switch bands later. We're going to go to Joseph for 25 minutes where he's going to talk to you about water cooling your equipment and liquid cooling. I'm sorry, I keep calling it water cooling, and water's not the only medium we can use here. Although it's one of the safer ones. However, it's not one of the better ones for moving thermal energy around. And we're going to talk about all that here in just a little while. So there's a lot going on with that tonight. We're also going to talk about 9/11 memorial operations that are going on this weekend. There's a lot of stations around operating, and I am getting a list together, and we're going to be getting that to you. Ham radio news, we're going to go over that, space weather news, tropical weather news, and of course, we're going to go over this weekend's contest. So all that's coming up tonight, because remember, when it comes to ham radio, I think therefore I ham. I'm starting to embrace this as my little saying here. Embrace the hobby and all its wonder and delight. You know, I got to tell you guys, I really believe that ham radio is something that it is what you make of it, just like anything else in life. So make everything you can of it. All right, next week we are doing Raspberry Pi. And last time we showed you, we talked about it, we did this and that. This time, Joseph's actually, and I'm actually learning it along with, well, he already knows it, he's teaching me. This weekend, I bought cards to go in this, and I'm learning it this weekend. So I'm going to be setting it up right along with you guys next weekend. We're actually going to take, and if you have a few dollars laying around, Joseph, I'm going to give you just a second here to explain this. Tell them what they need to buy. You guys can literally do this right along with us. You need an SD card and one of these things. Joseph, go ahead.
Yeah. So you just need a Raspberry Pi. They cost about $40, I think, for some of them. They go down as low as like 20 though for certain different. There's a couple different models. I recommend the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus. It's probably the most commonly used one. Let me see if I can get a price for you right now. They're actually really cheap, and you can buy. Some people buy tons of these things and like stack them up. And then the other thing you need, yeah, okay. So the Pi 3B Plus is about $40,
Wow.
$39.99. It's pretty cheap. The other thing you're going to need is a micro SD card, and I recommend a 16 or a 32 gigabyte card. And you can get a pack of these on Amazon. You can get a pack of like 5 for $15 or something like that. It's pretty cheap. So you just need some.
I bought two 32s today with the USB reader that goes with them, with the software and everything loaded on it. And that bundle was, I think, $15. So it was two cards plus the USB reader.
What speed?
On the cards?
Yeah.
Any modern card will do. Class, a lot of them, I think, I'm not sure about the class rating, but any modern card, I recommend SanDisk brand. Any card like that will work fine. The speed doesn't really make a difference because it's not going to use, it doesn't max out the card speed for anything really. So you don't even have to worry about the speed. You only got to worry about that if you're doing like 4K 60 FPS recording or something on a camera.
Yeah, well, no, I use it on audio. I've got an audio recorder, and that needs, you know, the I can't remember what the minimum is, but it's
class, one of those class ratings. I'm not sure.
Yeah, 6 megabits per second, I think, is the
yeah. Yeah, I mean, these, you can get a higher class card. It's effectively an SSD, so the faster the card, you could theoretically transfer stuff faster if you wanted. So yeah, all you really need is the Pi, a micro SD card, and then you'll need like a power supply for it. You can power these. I think the Pi 3B Plus still uses micro USB as its charging port. So you could just use any old micro USB phone charger. But keep in mind, these Pis do pull a lot of power. So if you're using a low power, 2 amp, or like they usually come about 1 amp. If you're using like a 1 amp phone charger for this, it will work, but it will be throttled. The performance will actually be throttled because it can't pull more than that amount of power. You can get a special, not really special, but you can get a specifically made little wall brick for these things that actually puts out about 3 amps at 5 volts. So I recommend getting one of those. Those run you about $10. And it's good to have those because then you don't have to worry about the power issues.
Some of the Motorola phone chargers will do just fine.
Yeah. If your charger puts out like, 3 amps or even 1.5 amps, it'll work. It'll work even with a low power one, but just keep in mind that it does need a little bit more juice. And then you just need a USB keyboard and a monitor. Now these, the Model 4, the newer one, actually uses a micro HDMI port on it. So you'll need an adapter to go from micro HDMI to standard HDMI or whatever else you're using for your monitor. And the monitors and keyboard and mouse are actually optional. You can operate it just using a computer by connecting to it over your local network. And you can actually do that. And then you can run a program on the computer, which will actually connect to the display server, and you can use it sort of like a remote desktop.
Hey, Joseph, what I usually like to do is to connect one of these keyboard mouse sets, that runs through one USB receiver. Works great.
Yeah, those are good. So that's pretty much all you need. And
all right, so that's going to be next week. I'm sorry, Joseph, did you have something else?
No, that's it.
Okay, so that's going to be next week. We're going to be doing that, and that's going to be a fun one because, like I said, I'm going to be doing it right along with you guys. I'm learning Pi as we go, and of course, we kind of did Linux leading up to this because it's very similar what we're going to be using here, and we're going to be installing. I think it's called Ham Pi. Yeah. It's already pre-installed with all this different stuff that we are going to use. So a lot of the things you want to do with it for ham radio are already going to be installed. It's going to be fun.
3DJC.
I'm looking forward to it. All right, let's talk about 9/11 real quick. I just want to mention real quick. As you guys know, I'm a retired firefighter. I know there's probably a lot of people in here that have some personal ties to that day, and there's some other folks in here that weren't even thought of yet on that day. But we won't mention Joseph's name. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, this day is something that I'm trying to make a little levity here. It's a tough time. This is 20 years. I was a firefighter at the time. I was just at the retirement part of my career when all this happened. I was literally leaving with a messed up back and all that kind of stuff, and wanted nothing more but to be up there on that pile. And now looking back on it 20 years later, almost thanking God that I wasn't, because most of them guys are all dead now. So when they say, one of the things I wanted to mention, when they say we lost nearly 3,000 people on 9/11, yes, we lost nearly 3,000 people on 9/11. That is true. But we've lost 10,000 or more people because of 9/11.
Yeah.
If not 50,000, when you look at the suicides and you look at the cancers and you look at all the firemen that have died these mysterious deaths, medical complications and everything. I just want to bring stuff like this up, just something to think about on this remembrance tomorrow. So just be remembering that out there. This will always hold a place for me, because at the time I was ending my career as a firefighter as well. At the time, going through the decision-making process of leaving after 17 years with a bad back. Anyway, I just want to mention these ham radio operators died on 9/11. So if you want me to, I just wanted to bring it home for a second here. Stephen Jacobson, William Steckman, Michael Jacobs, Lieutenant Robert Bob Seary, who was a Port Authority officer and was helping to evacuate workers from the building when it collapsed, William Bill Ruth, Jared Rod Coppola, and Winston A. Grant. I just wanted to mention them in the show tonight. They are all amateur radio operators that lost their life on the day of 9/11. So it hits everywhere. Now, what can we do? Here's what we can do tomorrow. Let's turn this around. Let's make a positive out of it. That's what I always try to do. Tomorrow, let's get on the air and let's work these stations. There's going to be a bunch of them. I'm going to go through them here, and I'm going to send out an email to everybody on the email list in the morning with all the day's activities. So you'll have a step-by-step guide of everything to do tomorrow morning. I'm excited. This is a great way for everyone to get a little bit involved and to show your support for those guys up there in New York, and also the guys in Washington and everyone else around the country that went through this tragedy in one way or another. And this is a great way to do it. Tomorrow, from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. our time, they're going to be doing the Whiskey 2 Tango station. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, every time I tell you of one of these, I'm going to send you a list of these in the morning, or you can write them down when you see them on here, however you want to do it. Somebody can put them in the chat room. When you get the call signs of all these special stations, I'll show you in a little while how you can save them into your FT8 program, so that any of these stations come up on your frequency, it'll start alerting you every time to let you know that station's here, it's here, and that way you can catch them while they're there. So you can get these event stations. They're going to be working. They're going to be working this station all day from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. So 10 hours of operation. They're going to be up in New York. It's operated by those two clubs that you see there on the screen. They're going to be on CW, single sideband, and on the digital modes, which you know is probably going to be FT8 mostly. So we're going to, I would encourage everyone to not only be on FT8 tomorrow during this window, but have this station and these other stations we're about to talk about saved into your verbal alerts so that you know when they're on. And of course, that's the Whiskey 2 Tango is the big one. That's the World Trade Center station. It's not right at the World Trade Center there, but it's nearby. Here's some other ones I found. And like I said, I will be publishing a full list of these in the AM before 9 o'clock. So those of you who are not on the email list, just send me an email and put me on the email list, and I'll put you on there. Or you can use the little sign up right there on the top of the website for the email list. I'm going to send this out in the morning, Saturday, September 11th. That's tomorrow. The Somerset County Amateur Radio Club and Nittany, I guess, Amateur Radio Club will be activating the November 3 mic frequencies. And those are the frequencies there. Like I said, I'll be putting all this out tomorrow, so you don't have to write it down. But there's their frequencies there if you want to make direct contact with them. There's also going to be a Harrisburg Radio Amateur Club. It's going to operate the Whiskey 3 mic frequencies of 7.265 and 14.265. And then if you make contact with them, you can go in and they've got a service now where you can download your certificate, which is all you get from ARRL anyway. Saturday, tomorrow, Pentagon Amateur Radio Club will sponsor a special event. Kilo 4 Papa will be operating in the general class portions of 80, 40, 20, 15, and 10 in CW and RTTY. RTTY. So there will be a special QSL card available. So that kind of leaves me out. I don't really do anything on CW or RTTY. So, okay. See the next one. Members of the Great South Bay Amateur Radio Club and the Northeast Wireless Club will activate a special event call sign Whiskey 2 Tango. That's the one I mentioned in the previous slide. And then through September 13th, members of American Legion Post 10 are in Albany, Oregon. That'd be a good one to get. Will be active as November 7 Foxtrot. Now again, you put these in your tracker. I'm going to show you guys how to find these stations. Okay, all you do is you pull up a screen on PSK info, the pskreporter.info, and you put in this call sign, and it will tell you what they're operating on and what frequencies and what modes. It'll tell you everything you need to know right there. And you can find these stations and go get them. Through the 13th, the Wireless Association of New York, Staten Island will activate Whiskey Alpha 2 November Yankee Charlie. Frequencies are there. And they're also going to be on a D-Star Reflect. I don't know why that should count. And through September 14th, November 3 Uniform will be on the air from Pennsylvania. And I'm not even done looking. I may find some more. So if I do find some more, I will put them on here and add it to there as well. So just sign up for our newsletter and I'll send it out to you in the morning. If you guys don't like the newsletter, it comes out about twice a week. If you don't like it, just send back unsubscribe and I'll take you right off. It's no big deal. Go ahead and just do that. All right, we're going to be doing an FT8 demonstration tonight. And one of the things I want to show you real quick before we get too far into this, because once I start the actual demonstration, I'll end up getting lost on this. So, but what I want to show you guys, if you want to track this stuff tomorrow, you're going to take your PSK reporter map, and you guys know this map, right? Here we go. We're going to set this for all bands. We're going to set this for signals sent or received by call sign Whiskey 2 Tango. All modes for the last 30 minutes. Go. Now, they're not on, of course, because they're not on till 8 o'clock in the morning. But what that's going to show me is it'll show me lines coming out of New York in all of these different colors up here, showing me what frequencies they're operating on. Then if I see them operate, oh man, they're doing a lot on 20. So what I want to do is I want to isolate it just to 20, and I want to isolate it just to FT8. And then I want to hit go again. And now it's going to show me, are they operating on FT8 on 20 meters? Yes, boom, there they are. Now I know how to find them. Now I go and I put Whiskey 2 Tango in as an alert over here. And as a matter of fact, I'll show you that. I just have to switch screens about 3 times. Hold on. Okay, you guys should be able to see that now. No?
No.
And that's still stuck on FT8.
All right, hold on. I gotta switch it to just that screen. There we go. I got to just change it to screen 3. There we go. All right. When you're in here and you're in your grid tracker, you click the gear, you go to your alerts, okay? And this is where you'll put in your alert. Notice I have alerts in here already for Whiskey 2 Tango. They're already in here. It's going to give me a pop-up and a voice alert if Whiskey 2 Tango comes up. So what you would do is right here, it would say call sign exact. You would put Whiskey 2 Tango, W2T, and then you would decide how you want to get the alert, and then you would decide how long you want it to run. Okay, and then you click add. It's going to add it down here, and now every time something happens, you'll hear it. It'll come on and say, station Whiskey 2 Tango, station Whiskey, or station WTW, depending on how you got it set up. W2T, station W2T. And then when you hear that, you'll jump over there real quick and you'll try to grab them. But that's how you find out where somebody is. If you see them on 20 and then you check them on FT8 and they're not there, they must be doing something else. Most PSK reports are for FT8. So that's really what you're looking at there is FT8 stuff on PSK Reporter. Although other things do get reported on there. It's just not as often. Okay. As you guys can see here, we're looking at the main screen for, this is how I set up my screen. You can set up yours however you want. Truthfully, when I'm working a contest, I just heard an explosion. I'm going to hope it's fireworks. You can set your screen up however you want. I set mine up this way. Now, I will tell you, I set it up this way when I do remote operation or when I have it working over here on one of our smaller computers. When I'm working FT8 as like a contest, I have everything up on my full screens. So everything's very big and very relaxed. But when I'm doing a remote or showing somebody, this is how I have to do it. This is my main WSJTX screen here. For those of you real quick, I'll do a quick walkthrough. The left screen is the traffic that's going on out on the frequency right now. The right screen is traffic that pertains directly to me, okay? And this will be me transmitting out and people transmitting back to me. It'll also show you anything that's within the little green parameter here, and I'll show you that in just a minute. There is a lot of people on here right now. The band is pretty well open. I'll show you guys why. Band conditions are pretty good. We were at a solar flux of 101 yesterday, which was really good. We're down to 96 now, which is pretty good. And so that's part of why 20 meters is holding on. Notice I'm on 20 meters a day band, well after dark, and we're still holding on pretty good here. I'm going to switch this to 20 meters so we can see what's going on. Let me turn on, why am I not getting my PSK reports here? I'm just going to set all this to auto. There we go. All right, and it's showing some communications going on up there. Okay, now I'm on 20 meters. You can see the frequency there. If anybody wants to try to call me, I'll be watching and I'll answer you back. I want you guys to notice over here in this square right here, these are our messages. These are pretty much auto-generated. You don't have to mess with this too much until you get fancy. So don't worry about this too much when you're new. This is your frequency. This is where you set your frequency right here. You would just go in and select the frequency. It would then set your radio to that frequency and you'd be all set. Let me go back to the right frequency. There we go. This is your receive volume. This would be where you would set the output volume of the radio, or if you can't do that, the input volume on the computer. But somehow you need to set it to where this is somewhere between 60 and 80, but never really getting into the red. You don't want it to turn red. If it gets up close to 80, it'll turn red, and that means it's going to distort. You don't want that. This is our transmit power. This is not necessarily the output energy of the radio, but more the modulation that's being put into the radio, if that makes sense, the audio that's being put into it. And then so that does pretty much affect your output power. Now, but I thought on rig control, this actually controlled my transmitter power. It doesn't. But when it controls the volume going into your radio, it does still have quite a bit of control over how much output power you have there. All right, the next thing is, let's see here. I'm going to take a quick look. Yeah, there we go. All right, yeah, the YouTube is working. I just wanted to make sure we were going out on YouTube. All right, that's basically everything you need to know on here. All these fancy buttons, the only ones you really use are enable, transmit enable. And of course, you can use this when you want to tune your radio. You hit that, and it basically just sends a tone through your radio. And that way you can tune it real quick and make sure you're fine-tuned. Notice it's rolling so fast, I can't even see. There was a CQ there. I couldn't really get it because it was rolling so fast. So what I like to do is click this button, which shows me the CQs only. You can hit this erase button. It erases everything. These other buttons you don't do much with. We're going to log QSOs automatically, and we're not really going to worry about stopping or monitoring. We don't use those that much because that's on all the time. Oh, look at that. There's a new CQ zone. Let's see here. I'm in a clean spot, so we're going to go ahead and transmit. I'm now transmitting on 14074, and I'm trying to contact this guy here in Alaska, Robert Kern. You can see his information right there in Alaska. I have a QRZ data account. If you have a QRZ data account, it actually pulls up all this extra information for you. He's 3,162 miles away at an azimuth of 322 degrees. He was born in 1941, that guy. I hope he can hear me. I'm afraid I'm at 72% power. I'm afraid to go any higher because it starts to blink my screens out and it'll screw everything up. But we'll see if he can hear us. If not, we'll move down here to the bottom of the band. While we're trying to get a hold of Robert in Alaska, what we're going to do, I'm going to show you guys. This down here is your waterfall. It works very similar to most other waterfalls. Your time is displayed up and down, and your frequency is displayed left and right. Basically, what this is this is the kilohertz within the megahertz, basically, of where we're at. You want these programs broadcast or transmit in a very narrow band. And so that's why so many people can be using the same frequency at the same time. So what you want to do is you want to pick a parking space that nobody else is parking in right now. I'll show you in just a minute. I want to try. I guess we're not going to be able to get Alaska. I don't. Anytime I see a bright color like that show up, I want to grab it. These colors represent the priority. Oh, there's a POTA. Let's try to get him next. If I see that POTA again, I'm going to go for him. POTA's parks on the air. Let's go ahead and halt this so I can see. See, you can only see half. You can only see half the timeline when you're transmitting, because you transmit for 15 seconds and then you receive for 15 seconds, and then you transmit for 15 seconds and then you receive for 15 seconds. That's why when you're not transmitting, it looks like a zipper, because basically it's the even, the odd, the even, the odd, the even, the odd. Now, when you start transmitting, it looks like long lines. The reason? Because you're only seeing either the evens or the odds. You're not seeing the other side, because when you're transmitting, you can't see anything. Okay.
All right.
Notice now that I've quit transmitting, it looks like a zipper again.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys see that?
You don't have to listen to them because they're talking about FT8 and
Okay. Let's see here. And basically, yeah, you can see how it looks like a zipper here, you know? And that's showing you this is the even and the odd. Notice over here on the left, I have my times. That's 003100, and that, of course, is in Zulu time. There's 003115. I don't know if you guys can see that way over in the little corner there. So that's showing you the timeline, basically. Now, when you pick a spot, you want to pick a spot that's clear as you can find it. Now, if it's real busy, you may have to pick a spot that's only clear on the side that you're transmitting on. I don't like to do that. I like when I can get a spot that's all around clear. This is a good spot. See where I just put this? Now, if you hold down your control button and you click right there, it'll put the red and the green brackets right there. Now, the red bracket is where you're going to transmit. So I'm transmitting in this spot right here, which is clear. The darker the color, the clearer the signal, the clearer the carrier is right there. So we can transmit right there, and there shouldn't be anybody else transmitting over us. So I'm going to now wait until the end of this cycle, and let's see if there's anybody that we can grab. What I'm doing right now is I'm hunting them, or I'm seeking and searching. There's different words for it. This guy's in San Benito, Texas. Wow, for the first time, I'm actually hearing my FT8 just a little bit. I don't know why that is. Can you guys hear a buzz at all when I'm transmitting? I don't know.
I don't hear it. I don't hear a buzz.
Okay, so let's see if we can get him. There he is. He is responding to us. Now notice I said, hey guys, hey dude, hey Alfred, this is Ian and I'm at EL96. And he writes me back, hey Ian, I'm Alfred and I'm reading you -14. And I write back, cool dude, I received you at -19. And now let's see if he responds back. He should respond back RR or 73, which will mean that he's got me and we're logged. Oh, we didn't get him. So we're going to try again. So my computer will keep trying now. It'll exhaust itself trying now. It'll keep going and going until I reach my time limit, which is I think 4 minutes. There's a TX runaway timer on here. That's a really good thing to set. It's normally set for like 5 minutes, but you don't want to like get up and go in and start making the roast and then realize, oh crap, I left that call in some dude in Alaska. Because it'll sit there and keep calling him for like 2 hours, running your wheels off your radio. If you set your runaway alarm for like 3 minutes, it'll just turn it off. At 3 minutes, it'll just go, the little box at the bottom turns red and it says TX Watchdog, and your radio will rest until you get back. Oh man, what happened, Alfred? Oh, there he is, RR73, we got him. And notice my log screen pops up. Now in my log screen, you can see it automatically puts in the times of the QSO, the call, it puts in the mode, the band, the receive and transmit, or the two different receive levels, -19, -14. It puts his grid, EL16, and it'll put other information if I want. I can manually type in his name if I want. It'll put in my TX power, pretty close anyway. It says 80. I'm actually at 75, so I'll change that. Command comments. Notice I'm on my FT100 with my Focusrite production sound card on my wire antenna on PC experimental number 5. And that way, when I go back in my log, I know what radio, what antenna, and what sound card, and what computer I used to make that contact. And then I don't need any of this other stuff. I hit OK, and now that automatically gets logged in my logbook, sent to Logbook of the World, sent to QRZ, sent to EQ log and all, or ELog or log EQ, whatever the hell that other one is. And it does all that automatically, and I'm off to the races looking for another one. Oh, I'm a little late for him. So if you're late, don't bother. Oh, Brazil. He's CQ North America. So he's calling me. Let's answer him back. CQ North America. He's calling CQ DX from North America, so we shouldn't call him back. But this guy that I just called, that I'm calling right now, he's calling CQNA. So he's in Brazil calling anyone in North America. So we'll shoot it his way a couple times. Now, I'm on a long wire, so I can't swing my beam around. If I was on 6 meters, I'd be turning my beam around right now, heading for Brazil, trying to get that, because I normally keep my beam shooting up towards the Midwest. Okay, looks like he's talking to N2TSQ. You guys see that? He's actually in a QSO right now with another guy. So I want him. So I'm going to just keep calling him. I'll let the computer call him. The other guy should answer him. Hopefully he'll say RR here, and their little conversation should be over with soon, hopefully. Let's see how this goes here. Oh, I didn't hear him that time. So see, what happened was that time around, my computer didn't hear him. So whether he quit transmitting or the atmospherics may have changed, whatever it is, for some reason, I couldn't hear him anymore. All right, does anybody have any questions? I want you guys, listen, I'm just going to ramble on and point out stuff and talk about my tactics. I've made over 7,000 contacts on this, and I absolutely love FT8. But that being said, I want you guys to ask questions. So if anybody has any questions about anything, just literally shout them out. Do not be shy, or put them in the chat room. Yes, you can set it up to log to Ham Radio Deluxe, although I do not know why in God's name you would want to use that antiquated crap software with their horrible service. But that's all I'm going to say about that, in the words of Forrest Gump. That's all I got to say about that. But yes, it will automatically log to that too. They screwed me out of $100. I don't like those people. That's the only real bad experience I've had since I've been in ham radio. Unless you count some clubs. Okay, let's see here.
So you're on 20 meters right now. I'm on 20 meters with the shortwave thing, and I'm not hearing you. I'm picking up a bunch of other people,
yeah,
but not
20,
you.
It's 20 meters. Go to that one in Georgia, or the one in Texas. Go to the one in Texas. You'll probably hear me.
I'm using my shortwave thing here on the random wire. But I guess that's so weird how
it's
HF
Skywave.
does that.
It's Skywave, man. It needs the ionosphere in order to do its
It's
thing.
just gone. It's not. It's going right over my head.
Now, notice I'm not getting this guy, so something's wrong. So what I'm going to do, it probably means somebody's walking on me, or he can't hear me, or our horoscopes are wrong. But whatever it is, I'm going to go ahead and let it ride for right now, and I turn it off. By turning off the enable transmit button, I'll be able to see the other side of the street. Okay, really nobody was walking on me. I can see there on the other side of the street now, and no one was walking on me. That's still a good spot. But I want to find a better parking spot because I don't want to get the sides of my car dinged up. So let's go over here. And let's call this guy. See how quick that is? Got to be quick, man. As long as you click it within a couple seconds of the time period starting, you'll be okay. It'll still go. You can even be up to like 3 seconds late sometimes, and it'll get through. That's where I wish my call sign was shorter.
Would it take less time to transmit your call sign in FT8 if it was shorter?
Well, I wonder if it transmits the extra symbols as blank symbols, or does it truncate it? I wonder. Oh, look at, we got a contact. There we go. Whiskey 0, Ocean Victor X-ray. And he receiving us at -13, and we received him at -18. All right. Is this going to be one for the logbook? Can I get a drum roll, please? Yes, it's one for the logbook, folks. It's one for the logbook. There it is. All right, so we logged him down. There he is. That was a 1,800-mile contact, barefoot on a piece of crap wire, as I call it. And he's in the logbook, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now, these white lines you see up here, those are my PSK spots. That's because I hit this button and I loaded my PSK. See this right here? Can you guys see that right there? That's where you tell how many hours you want to go back. I only want to go back 5 minutes. That is all the stations that my radio has heard from in the last 5 minutes. 7-3, dude. All right.
Man, you are getting.
I get into this, dude.
No, I
love
mean
this.
the amount of stations you're picking up is incredible. I've got mine running. I got nowhere near your amount.
Oh, my radio gets into this too.
Wow. You're doing
All right.
really
So
good.
I just moved my parking space down here because I was getting my doors dinged up. So I moved down here now. Nice clean spot on both sides of the street. And let's go for this guy in Spain. Hello, Spain. Hailing Spain.
Echo Alpha 4 Lima uniform.
If there's anybody out there with their anybody in the audience with your or in the audience, anybody in this shack here with your FT8 rig on,
Put on.
you can try to call us. It's going to be difficult though because 20 is really skywavy tonight. I don't think you're going to get us on the ground. Cause see, my ground wire, dude, is like not even higher than my house hardly. I'm literally shooting up into the sky.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be able to hear you here.
Probably not.
I can't even hear him.
Okay, so I just went twice with him and didn't get anything. I'm kind of impatient. I usually give him 2 good shots, but I notice he's talking to this guy. So if I want to give Spade another shot, oh, this guy answered him, RRR. So now it'll be a good thing because I think now I can get him. You guys see how that works? I'm watching him make a conversation with somebody else. And as soon as they get done, you know what's great about this? You don't have to wait for long, drawn-out conversations to end. There ain't no long, drawn-out conversations on this one. All right, let's see if he heard us this time. 3, 2, 1. Oh, 7-3. Okay, one more time. And notice over here, it does bring up all of the information, his class, his code, his alias, his DXX and CQ and ITU zones, his latitude and longitude, his distance. But also about this, I want you to notice I can click this link button right here, and it will literally bring up his QRZ page right there. So I always thought that was really cool. Another thing that this thing does that's really cool is you see his email. You click his email address, and I don't have it set up in this computer, but you can actually set up your email client, and it will actually email them. Right, one click, and you can go, hey man, great contact, boom, and send it right out. And of course, there's his grid. The year born, you can select or not in QRZ whether you give that information out. This tells you whether he logs with Logbook of the World and EQSL, or I call it Logbook that you can't delete. And let's see.
It'll always be with you.
Yeah, it'll hang around your neck like a pair of Tiberian bats. All right. So anyway, there you go. I guess we're not going to get this dude. So I'm going to turn that off. Let it go back to looking at both sides of the street again. Oh, now look at that. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's the same side of the street. So that's okay. Now I can see if someone was talking over me because now I'm going to see what was happening. Oh, now he's going to call me back. So I hit him real quick. Boom. Get him. Why'd you take so long, Francisco?
He was listening to you.
That's right. Maybe he's in the Zoom. Who knows? But yeah, did you see that? The moment that red line popped up, my brain reacted to it. Regardless of my sugar level, my brain immediately reacted to that red line. And boom, we got him.
There he is.
There's a contact in Spain. See you later, dude. And listen, when you click OK, it not only gets rid of this window, but it gets rid of the other window. Watch this. Is that cool or what? I love this stuff. Other people get a lot more distance than I do. See, my white lines don't go near as far as some of these other folks' white lines. I don't know where that POTA station went. I haven't seen that POTA station come back. Now, I think I'm going to find a new parking space. Let's go up and let's go down here for a little ways. See, we got a clear spot right there. Sometimes I find one end will work better than the other, depending. Sometimes I find that other people can hear you better on one end or the other. Yes, RRR, dude. I'm going to send him a 7-3 again. He sent RRR again, which leads me to believe that maybe he didn't see my 73 and he sent the RRR again. So to be safe, I clicked on that and it's sending him the 73 a second time. Isn't that pretty cool? Now, if he sends it a third time, I'll click on it again and send it a third time, but I'm not playing this game all night. Oh yeah, 73. Okay, he heard it that time. See you later, Francisco. I thought we were done with you 5 minutes ago. All right. I have fun with this. I try to make it as personal as I can. Sometimes I send emails, like if I accidentally call somebody I already had or something, I'll send them an email. Dude, I'm new at this. Excuse me. I don't know. I'm really cool about it, you know. Let's see what we got. Oh, there's a Canada. Let's go for that Canada.
VA2.
Now, notice up here at the top, it shows me I worked this guy on 40 meters. And I worked him on 40 meters on Sunday, the 7th of March, 2021. And I've also worked Canada on 80, 40, 30, 20, 17, 15, 10, and 5, and 6. Now, see here, he's calling DX USA. He is in the USA, and he's calling DX. It would be inappropriate for me to answer him. As much as I don't like when people do this, I respect it. What he's basically saying is, hey, I don't want to talk to you. Hey, this is AA0MZ, and I don't want to talk to you. AA0MZ here, and I don't want to talk to you. I mean, that's what I see when I look at my screen over and over and over again. You can see why it would be a little aggravating.
VA2CV.
All right, is this guy not hearing me? What's the story? Or no, he's talking. See, he's talking to somebody else. Or no, is he? No, he's not. All right, I'm going to move on. I'm going to let it run again. This is like Vegas, man. Sometimes you let it ride, and sometimes you pick it up and go to the next table. I want you to notice I set my under file settings. You go under colors. I set CQ in message to a gray color. And that way, these are people I've already got. I don't want them. I wish I could make them not even show up at all. So when anything that comes up gray, that's somebody I already have. So all these people I already have. There's a Brazil calling North America. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll take some of that action. Except, nope, I got to stop. Someone's right there on that frequency. I don't want to be right there. I just about walked on somebody. So let's go back over here where we're clear, and let's wait for another opportunity. Notice that? I saw a fish swim by, but I didn't have a clear spot to put my hook in the water. So I'm going to go back over here now. I've got a clear spot on both lanes. Let's see what comes up. There he is again in Brazil. Let's get him. I'm sorry if this don't excite you guys, but to me it's fun.
No, this is cool.
And let me tell you something else. You can watch Gilligan's Island while you're doing this. I mean, if you're a multitasker like me, this is a great 50% of the time thing.
Wonder if it's the little kid that's actually operating the radio.
There you go. You talking about me?
No, I'm talking about PY.
Oh, I know. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I tell
Smart
you.
as some of them are, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, teach your son how to do it and say, just sit here, Bubba, and do this. I'll pay you $20.
You run
Oh.
this and I'll go, you know.
Would technically be a misdemeanor, but we'll not get into that. Just in case somebody's listening.
Yeah, I see it now. The kids operating the radio and the parents outside playing in the sandbox.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've already waited for somebody to say, hey, how are you getting contacts when you're at work? Because I'm dialed in from work. How do you think I'm getting contacts while I'm at work?
No control here.
Okay. I guess we're not going to get this guy either. I think I tried him once before. All right, one more time. One more time. I don't want to be messing up my neighbor's TV for nothing.
Maybe your neighbor needs a new TV.
Yeah, he probably does. I'm actually kidding. I've never had a complaint.
And since all of the TV channels are on UHF now, it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, now if there's a problem, they'll just freeze for 15 seconds and then everything will start.
Oh,
moving.
they're going to wonder why every other 15 seconds.
That's exactly what it would do nowadays.
Yeah. But all those
Not only
channel
does it
numbers
stop
will
every
be
15
ads,
minutes
all
or
those are
seconds, that's-
duplicate numbers.
But their insulin pump goes haywire too at the same time.
Yeah, and then if the blender goes off, I'm done.
I smoked a UPS one time.
What did that taste like?
I don't know, but 6 meters, like 6 meters.
Sorry, dude. I couldn't help it. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I forget which show I'm doing.
How long did it take to clean up the radioactive material?
I got to tell you guys, thank God. Speaking of UPSs, and I haven't smoked this one yet. But speaking of UPSs, just to show you guys, I'll switch to the other monitor. This is our UPS that's running all 6 of our computers right now.
Oh, wow.
Yep, but no monitors, no peripherals, just and one USB hub and one Wi-Fi adapter, or I'm sorry, yeah, one Wi-Fi hub, and that's it. And six desktops, or 5 desktops and a laptop.
If Florida Power and Light has a hiccup, your computers just keep right on trucking.
Yeah, and yeah, this. But I like it. This is great. Look at this, man. I have used 3 million kilograms of carbon. I don't know where I have to give that back. Where do I call Al Gore for that? I gotta give it back because the warming, softening, the cooling.
The plant suffocators keep worrying about the carbon. I don't see it.
Yeah. Anyway, I just like to kid around. It asks me what the carbon value is for the electricity in my area, so I just put 999999999.
Hey, Ian.
So now it says I'm the worst polluter since anybody. I don't know. Yes.
You just claim that you're Chinese, and that'll take care of that.
Well, yeah. If you're Chinese, it's not pollution; it's progress. So hey, what's up?
Yeah, are you keeping track at all of the dB indications, and is there some criteria as to not even try somebody that's a -5 or whatever?
I don't know. I try everybody I want. Because you know what? Truthfully, you're going to give up people that you could have got. I've had people in every kind of range you could imagine. So I don't discriminate using the signals. No, I don't.
Okay.
Hey,
should you? Maybe you should, but I don't.
Did you know you can actually change the color scheme of the WCTX waterfall?
Yes. Yes. You can change that down here. It's one of these.
Palette adjust.
Yeah, like this.
That's kind of cool, I thought.
Yeah, truthfully, I don't like any of them. Leave it to me to have 50 choices and think they all suck. But I think they all suck. I even tried making my own and it sucked. I don't know. But you can find one you like. Truthfully, the default one is actually got like the most color scale in it.
Got to make
That's called rainbow. I don't know why that's called rainbow.
I like the web SDR purple. That's not in here, but I could make one. Web SDR purple.
I kind of like that one. Linrad. I'll leave it there for right now. All right. So anyway, there's that. All right. So let's find a new parking spot and go for it here. Oh man, the parking slot's getting full. Let's squeeze right in here. I don't like getting that close to cars. Okay, he's calling DX. He's calling ID. I assume that's Indiana, I guess. Why are these people calling specific? Just call, man. Oh, there's Canada.
He might be trying to get Orco states or some crazy nonsense.
Yeah, ID would be Idaho.
There you go, Idaho. Good luck calling Idaho. That's what he's doing, 50 states. Idaho is one of the 5 hardest states to get. Idaho, one of the Dakotas, Alaska, Hawaii, and I think there's one other one.
Vermont.
One of the funniest things I ever heard on the radio was a bunch of people on the station in Atlanta. They were joking, "Who the ho? Idaho."
Let's see.
Wyoming.
There we go. This guy in Canada. Man, look what they drive up there. I don't know. In South Park, they have square tires on their cars, but I don't think that's true. All right.
It'd be good for a NASCAR event.
Yeah.
You rattle your teeth.
I'd like that little thing right there for my yard, to be honest with you. That would be a nice. I'd like that. I could set me some masts. All right. Anyway, yeah. So there's my contact. It came in. I got it, and it's in the log, ladies and gentlemen. In the log.
It's in the bag.
All right. So I'm going to be watching for another one. Oh, there's another one in Canada. Why not? Let's just call him real quick and see if we can get him, since we seem to be rolling into Canada pretty good. Now, while we're doing that, I'll show you guys. This is actually my logbook in QRZ. Notice, let me go ahead and refresh this. Notice I've gotten some here. Now, I've got mine manually going to Logbook of the World right now. So I'm going to go ahead and export these to Logbook of the World. But these are saving right over. I'm just about to break my 8,000 contacts. There we go. All right, now I've sent those up. Now they'll turn green. Now everything in my logbook has been sent to Logbook of the World. Now, if I want, I can retrieve my confirmations from Logbook of the World. This can all be done automatically. I have it turned manually because once you send something to Logbook of the World, you can never remove it ever again, ever.
It's there permanently.
There could be a meteoroid come to Earth, smash into Earth, destroy everything except that one server farm in Texas, and by God, that's still going to be there. All right, so there you go. I got one confirmation back. There it is. And you can see these are my confirmations. The star means it's confirmed on QRZ. The green circle means it's confirmed on Logbook of the World. But there you go. You can see all of my 20-meter contacts that we've made tonight since we've been on the air. Okay, and let me put that back down again. We don't need that right now. Oh, there we got another one. That Kingston, Ontario, Canada one I got. So let's go ahead and we'll log that in the logbook. There it goes. All right, now, Joseph, before it gets too late, why don't we take 15 or 20 minutes and do that water cool thing? Because I want to do that before it gets too late.
The water
Water or
cool
is it
thing.
liquid?
The liquid cool equipment cooling thing.
Hmm.
You want to do that real quick? I don't want to wait till it's too late and people tune out, because this is a really cool thing that I think is really cool. And you know what? It's really cool. So I just want to talk real quick. Let's do this real quick, and then we're going to go right back to the FT8. The demonstration's not over, but we want to show you guys real quick. And I'm going to tell you this next section is a little rough because I didn't finish my job today. It's not Joseph's fault.
It's okay. It's my fault.
Yeah, I didn't.
I did some more stuff on it before this thing
okay.
started, so it's a little bit better. But
all right. Anyway, I want to tell you guys this is very basic. This is non-scientific and very basic. But there's three basic ways that we can get heat off of something. We can use conduction or diffusion, which is through direct contact. We can also use convection, which is through the movement of air or liquid or some kind of other medium. And then we can also do it by radiation, which is the removal through the emission of electromagnetic radiation. So those are basically the three ways that we got to move heat. And, you know, the biggest thing, let me turn this off for just a second. The biggest thing that people misunderstand about thermodynamics is they don't think of heat as its own entity. And it is. It's its own thing. It's energy. It's its own type of energy. Cold is nothing. Cold is simply the absence of heat. If you cannot think of cold as a value of heat, okay? Cold simply means, man, there's not enough heat in here, okay? But heat is the actual quantifiable value that we're looking at, not cold, okay? So let's not talk about cold. What we're talking about is the amount of heat. Even on the moon, there's heat. You could say, well, the moon is colder than hell. It's 200 minus 200 degrees in the shade and what? Yeah, it is. But you don't measure it in cold. You measure it in heat. Even in absolute space, there will still be passing energy coming by. And there will be something. So basically, heat is the amount of energy, the amount of heat energy that's in an object, or that's on an object, or that's being contained within an object. So that's how you have to look at heat. Your air conditioner in your home, okay, does not make cold air. Doesn't do it. Never did. Not from day one. What it does do is it takes the air that's within your home and it takes the thermal energy out of that air and deposits it just outside the wall. That's what it does. I want you to think about it. Your air is putting out cold air. You walk outside. What's the thing outside doing? It's putting out hot air.
Hot air.
Right. It's not hot because it's working. It's hot because that heat energy was just removed out of the air in your home and placed in the air outside your home. That's why when you see the idiot with the air conditioner sitting in the middle of the kitchen floor on a hot day, the little the window air conditioner, I just laugh. I'm like, yeah, it's cool, right in front of that thing. But
hot on the other side.
You're actually, yeah, it's actually making more heat because the compressor and the fan motor are actually making heat also. So you're actually working in the wrong direction. An air conditioner doesn't make cold. It simply moves, and it doesn't get rid of heat. All it can do is move thermal energy from one location to another. So that being said, using the same principles that your air conditioner uses right now, I introduce my co-host, Joseph. He's going to explain to you how to use this same technology to cool your radio, your computer, and, well, maybe even your tool. I don't know. Here you go, Joseph.
Hold on one second. Let me do this screen share thing.
See, I came to you too fast. I knew it.
I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't sure what to do.
If we were in the business, you'd be going like this right now. Stretch, stretch, stretch.
Deer in headlights.
Hold on. Where's the button? There
I could do this too, but you're certainly welcome to. It's probably easier that way.
Can y'all see it?
Yeah.
Can y'all see where it says? Y'all can see it?
Water cooling your equipment.
Well, Ian pretty much already went through that. Everyone go back a little bit.
Yeah, you go to the next one there. Yeah.
Why does the left and right keys not do anything? Can y'all not see it? Hold on. What do y'all see right now?
When we're seeing when
the
an SDR RCR operates.
above 1 gigahertz.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so when these things are on, lower frequency VHF, UHF ham bands and stuff, they generate a little bit of heat, but not very much. And just the air conditioning in your house is enough to keep it cool. But the higher the frequency you go, the quicker this thing generates heat. And so when you go above 1 gigahertz, it starts to really get hot, and it gets hot quick. Like if you run that for even just a few minutes, it'll get so hot that it's painful to touch. So, and when that gets hot, it loses sensitivity. So I think there's a little bit more thermal noise in there. So the noise floor actually rises and the sensitivity falls. So if this thing gets really hot, it'll pretty quickly become just completely useless. So to solve that problem, I've done this. I got a Peltier, which is a little device that you give it power, and it sucks the heat from one side and puts it on the other, leaving cold behind, like Ian was saying. Y'all see my cursor? I just want to make sure I can see my cursor on here, so I can point at stuff. Anyway,
it's not very big, but we can see it.
Okay, so the little white line here, that's the little Peltier. And when you give this thing 12 volts, it gets cold instantly, like ice cube cold on one side and like fiery hot on the other, like instantaneously. So what I've done is I've used thermal glue, and I've attached one Newelec RTL SDR dongle to one side of it, as well as some little heat sinks as well. I guess you can call those cold sinks now. And then on the other side of the Peltier, I've got this aluminum water block. So as you can see here in the left picture, it's got these two little holes on it, and you can stick a hose on there and actually pass water through it, and the water or whatever else you're using will carry the heat with it. I used water in this because that's all I had, but you can also use oil of various different kinds, and they also make special thermal conductive fluid. Gaming computers, similar to the one I have, sometimes people decide to put in a water cooling system, and so they will have a special CPU cooler and a little reservoir and a pump and a radiator, and they put special water cooling formula in there, and it carries heat a little bit better, as well as sometimes like different colors and stuff to look cool. But I just use water, and it seems to work fine. So the water goes these two hoses here. One of the hoses goes to the outflow on this here water pump, and this is just like a fish tank water pump. It's a 12-volt water pump. It costs like $8 on Amazon, and it runs off 12 volts. All the equipment in here runs off 12 volts, except for the dongle, but that's just powered over USB. So the hose comes out of the little aluminum water block and goes into the pump, and then it comes out of the pump into this little blue rectangle, which is actually a CPU cooler water block that I got from Amazon. One side of it is made out of copper, and it actually passes water through. You can see the two hoses on here. So you put a bunch of water in there, and it comes out the other side, and it either takes heat with it, which it would for a CPU, but I'm actually using it in reverse, so it's actually leaching some of that heat out. And it's taking that heat out, and it's putting it through the case of this Pelican. I have a Pelican case. It's a pretty small one, but I cut a hole in it with a Dremel tool, and this little water block actually sticks through onto this giant heat sink that I found, and it's attached to the aluminum block with more thermal glue stuff. And so I've got it stuck on there, and I've got a couple extra heat sinks on here. But this thing is really big, and you need a big heat sink like this, especially for the application I'm using, which is going to be putting this outside where it's already hot. You need a big old heat sink. And this one actually works perfectly because it's the right size, and you can put a fan on either side of it. So yeah, you can see it goes in here through the case, comes out. This is just sitting on the lid of the box, and it's also glued down so it doesn't come off. And so that's that part of it. It actually has a watertight seal with hot glue, and that's how you get heat from inside this box to the outside. So here on the left is an overview picture of the whole thing. Well, most of it at least. The dongle's down here, power cord. So the water goes up, passes through the blue block, which transfers the heat to that giant heat sink. And then from there, it goes to the, actually, I think I'm pointing it out in reverse. I have a picture here. Here we go. So right here in the center here, we have this bottle that's on the side, and that's my reservoir. You kind of need a reservoir for this to work because the pump has to be primed. It won't really create enough vacuum to suck water through it without already having water in it. So you kind of have to have a little bit of a reservoir on there of water with both of the hoses submerged for this to work. Because otherwise, it'll just be air in there and it'll just sit there spinning with air. So what I did is I put this little medicine bottle on here and fill it with water. And then you can tilt it around and get all the bubbles out. So from the bottle, it goes directly into the pump. The pump pushes it out into the aluminum heatsink block. And then it goes in there. Then it comes from the heatsink block over into the aluminum block on the dongle and out of the aluminum block into the reservoir. So it kind of works in reverse. It's maybe not the most efficient. Basically, the hot water is going into the bottle and then from the bottle to the heatsink. But that's kind of good because it does give you a bit of a buffer, and it actually cools a little bit more when it's in the reservoir. Inside the bottle here, you can see the two holes where the hoses come in with the water. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing. Yeah, here we go. So that's the overview of it. And it's right now, it's not a permanent, it's just not finished. I'm using zip ties to hold the hoses on, and those leak out water. I need to get some hose clamps and maybe some different piping. But it does work. I ran it, I did a test with it in my bathroom in the sink, and I let it run for about an hour. And oh man, I don't have the picture in here. I completely forgot to put the picture in here. But basically, it reached about 97 degrees. I put a little thermometer in the reservoir. It reached about 97 degrees, and it sat there at 97 degrees indefinitely. It had a fan. I put these two little computer fans here on the heatsink, and just sitting there in the not really good airflow position, it actually reached a stable temperature with the dongle on. With the Peltier on, generating a whole bunch of heat out the side. And once I did that, there's actually a lot of condensation forming on the dongle, which does have me worried that it may cause me issues later. But for now, I'm not going to worry about that. So yeah, that cools it. And you have to cool these things, especially if you're putting them outside in the heat, because they don't like the Florida heat. They will. That's what the next slide is for here. This is what I'm trying to pick up. This is the GOES 16 satellite, and it actually has this like sort of spread spectrum style of transmission. It's not just like one line. All those little short lines you see there, those are data transmissions from the satellite. And if you don't cool this thing, those will fade away into nothing, and the noise floor will rise up a good bit. So this is with the dongle pretty cooled down, and you can see the signal is pretty clearly visible there. And it's picked up pretty well by the GOES Tool software. So that's the goal with all this, is to make this work outside in a nice little storm-proof case. I know it's very impractical. I mean, a water cooling system is kind of like ridiculous for this sort of thing. But I don't know. I just wanted to mess around and have fun and build something cool. So that's mostly what this is about. But water cooling your electronics, and this brings me to like the other stuff, not just this particular application. You could do something similar for a ham radio. A lot of these ham radios now, especially the 2-meter radios and whatnot, they generate a lot of heat. Most of them have a fan on them now, but they still get quite hot. And if you're having issues with heat, I don't know, maybe something like this might work. You could have one of these aluminum blocks on there, just on the outside of the case, and you could attach that with some thermal glue or even just like thermal sticky pads, so it's not like a permanent thing. And that'll probably help you out, transfer a lot of your heat away. It is just a bit, it's a bit complicated just to cool something. There's other easier ways. Just use a fan and a heat sink, but this is just kind of a cool little idea here. So yeah, other things I want to do are water cool the computer, and maybe I'll make like a water cooled UV5R or something at some point. That would be pretty hilarious. But yeah, so it's not super practical. But it's cool, and it's water cooling. So this is the goal, and it works pretty well. It actually does keep the dongle pretty cold, almost too cold. I'm a little bit worried. Anyway, that's
as long as it cuts the noise.
Yeah, it definitely cuts the noise. See, here's the thing: when the dongle is at room temperature, and I put this thing outside and connect it up, I get a signal strength of about like 300, which is pretty good. But when I cool it down below room temperature, it actually gets even better. The signal goes to about like 230, which is really, really good. So cooling it actually helps it even more past like normal room temperature. So yeah, if I do that, then I should have a nice, reliable, strong signal. I won't have to worry about hot days. It'll have plenty of headroom to get warm. And yeah, so it's just kind of a cool little thing I did. But that's pretty much it for my presentation.
All right. Well, there you go. That's awesome. I got to tell you, I use a window unit. You can see it right there. That I mounted in the wall. I did something a little crazy. They said I needed a ham shack, so I went and bought one. I actually had this sat here on my property the same week that I got my amateur radio license. It's a 10 by 14 shack. It's basically a Miami-Dade hurricane rated shed that I had
Wow,
put
that's
here
a
and
good-
anchored down. Yeah, it's the best secondary building you're gonna get. I mean, they really don't make these to withstand the big one. But I've shorted up the best I can. I've got it tied down. I paid a little extra, have some more tie downs on it, and I also got I've finished the inside out too, which helps to strengthen the entire structure. So I finished the whole thing out, painted it, put my shelves, built everything all in here, and so this has all been, a labor of love here. It's not the spare bedroom, if you will. It's actually a shack out in my backyard where I do all this stuff, and it's been really great. Okay, let's go back. I want to go back to FT8 and for a little while, get any questions on that and talk to you guys about that, and then we'll see how that's going. And in a few minutes, we're also going to do. I've got a really, really, really cool website of the week. So don't go anywhere. In about 20, 25 minutes, I'm going to switch gears again, and we're going to do website of the week. This week, it's called Flaming Text, and flamingtext.com. And I'm going to just show you guys real quick how to make really cool. You guys have seen my KO4 EFS ID tag that I made with my call sign and all that on it. I'm going to show you guys how to make those tonight. And by the time this is over here in an hour, you will have made your own transparent background, beautiful letters without just exactly how you want it. Save it to your, I'll show you how to save it to your hard drive. It's yours forever. And it doesn't cost a thing. So don't go anywhere. That's coming up in just a few minutes. All right, let's go back to the screen share. Go back to screen 3 here. Let's grab this one. Nope, let's wait because I haven't seen where my parking spot
He
is.
is in Minnesota.
Yeah. Yeah, I just got this guy a minute ago. The guy with, not the fish, the guy. I just got him a minute ago.
You haven't worked a fish yet?
I'm glad somebody gets my humor out there. All right, so I found me a parking spot. So let's find somebody to jump. Now I want to show you guys. Now that we're doing this a little later, let me show you. I get 20 is wide the freak open tonight. Okay, let's go ahead and let's call CQ. All right, so my TX enable this is decides this button right here says whether I want to talk at the top of the minute or on the 15 and 45. So let's go ahead and let me look here and see what we got. Looks like they're both pretty active. Somebody got my parking space. You see that? Some ding dong out there got my parking place. Don't you hate that when you're going around a corner to get that parking place and somebody gets it before you do?
Jumps in there ahead of you.
Gotta hate that. All right, so I gotta find another parking place. It's not gonna be as good. It's not gonna be as good, but it's gonna be right there. All right, now I'm gonna call CQ. I want to call on the bottom of the hour. I like to call on the 15 and the 45 because most people don't know about that stupid button right there, and they call on the other side. And then I'm going to hit enable. And now, as this comes around, next time around, I don't want to do that because I see somebody there. Do you see that? There's somebody there. Let's go down here. I'm weird about it. I don't want to talk over somebody. See, there's somebody operating right there, so I didn't want to talk on them. I feel better over here. I'm all set up. Let's now CQ. If I want to call CQ, I have to go down here to TX6. See, right now, it's still in the middle of some conversation over here. I don't want that. I want to press 6. Now I'm going to CQ. Okay, see that? So that's my next message that's going to go out. That's really the only time I ever use this over here that much. Click this. Click enable. Boom. I did it halfway through the cycle, so that's not going to count anyway. So let's let it go around. I'm going to click that, and we're going to do it on this cycle. Here we go. Boom. All right, so we're now transmitting a CQ, KO4 EFS, grid EL96. And then we wait. Now we got 15 seconds to see if anybody responds back to us. I don't know why this guy didn't go away. Maybe I didn't get him or something. Okay. Oh, he is responding to me. I got somebody responding. Whiskey 9, Ocean Alpha Alpha. He is in Indianapolis, Indiana on Gordon Drive. His name is Barry.
Barry Stern.
944 miles away. Just to the left of center too. He's just to the left of north for me. Oh, and he hears me. Oh, and I log him in the book.
Oh, awesome.
See how quick that happens? And that's a contact, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now do I want to call CQ again? Notice it just finished up with him. Don't do anything. Log it in your logbook and then wait because it has to finish up. Once it finishes up, now you've got one cycle to figure out what you want to do. It's already set on 6. I'm going to enable and boom. He answered 7-3. I'm calling CQ again. No waste of time. We didn't even waste one rotation there. I'm back to calling CQ again, just like that. I actually hunt and pounce more than I call CQ. I find more challenge in it. I like to grab people that are calling for me. But I do call a lot of CQ too. A lot of it depends. Like if there's a good episode of Gilligan's Island on, I might just call CQ for a while. You know, like if the professor's building a boat or something, you know, I'll call CQ. But if I'm like bored and I'm really wanting to work it, I'll be in here working this waterfall, finding different clear spots, and I'll be calling different people. And I'm going to show you guys in a little while. We're going to switch to FT4, and then before the end of the night, I think I'm going to switch down to 80 meters and work 80 for a little bit. Okay, nobody's answering me. This is the 3rd time. Ooh, there's a really hot signal right there. If I want to see who this signal is, I can put my green dot right there. Now watch, it's going to show me what's in that spot. It'll show me right here. It's a little complicated, but for some reason, when you put that green bracket on, look, that's RD8B calling WB2JLR. So you can tell who it is if you want to see who it is on your waterfall. Let me show you something else. This number right here, this like dumb number, it's like, what's this? That's the time. It's in Zulu time, so it's Greenwich Mean Time. This happened at 01, 24, and 0 seconds. 01, 24, and 30 seconds. That's all that is. This is what it is, TX, or how many decibels it is. And then this here, see this frequency here? This DT, you know what that is? That's your time offset. This is really cool. A lot of people use FT8 for a long time, and they never know what that number really is. That number, DT, that number DT is how many seconds you and this guy are off from each other. So, in other words, he's 0.1 second ahead of me. So if I was showing up at his house, I would be like 0.1 second late. Anyway, But hey, that makes a big deal. You know, 0.1 second doesn't. But if you get into whole numbers, if you get into 1.5, 2, it's not going to work. It gets to the point where you can't make contact anymore because you're not transmitting in the same time period that he is. Oh, there's a contact. All right, we got Robert Watkins in Pennsylvania Avenue in National Heights, Pennsylvania. And he's in the logbook, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, look at that, man. That is crazy for this time of night. Let's check our solar again. Solar flux is dropping. Now we're down to 95. Things are starting to close up. But we're having a good time here while it's open. All right. And I'm going to tell you what, it's normally like this. I can do this every night. I can find at least one band a night where I can just sit here and run it as long as I want. Usually you have to go up band, go down frequency, whatever you want to call it. I usually go 20, 40, 80, and you know, I usually leave it on 80 when I go to bed. I get up in the morning, usually 4 or 5 in the morning. I come out here, I work 80 again until usually just before first light. I'll try 40 and see if 40. Sometimes in the morning, 40 is really good into Japan and into Australia and into New Zealand. And I like to get those contacts over there early in the morning on 40. 80 doesn't quite go that far sometimes. Oh, let's get this guy. Let's see, this is Steven Stevens. What a cool name. That's Steven Stevens. And his best friend, Robert Roberts. And
N5UG.
He's on Williams Street. Okay, let's see. Midland, Texas. And he is just a measly 1,270 miles away. Let's see if he can hear us. All right, he didn't hear us on the first shot, so I'm shooting it again.
Keep trying.
Now remember, if I want to send him an email, all I gotta do is click that email address. If I want to see, you know, his details, I can click up here. Actually, this one's not showing it for some reason. I wonder if he doesn't have a QRZ page. He must not have a QR. That doesn't make sense, though. Oh well, one of life's mysteries. I usually only go 3 times on guys, especially in the U.S. They say you're not supposed to call local guys more than a couple times. So I'll leave this alone now. I'll leave him alone. I'm going to go home now. I don't know why I'm doing all my Forrest Gump quotes tonight. That's all I got to say about that. All right. Oh, there's a Mexico. Hailing Mexico. Let's see here. Is that a special event station or something? What is that? No, it's not. It's cool because, like, if you hit W2 Tango tomorrow, it'll come up on here. There'll be a graphic. It'll say Whiskey 2 Tango, special event station, you know, 9. It'll all come up. When that happens and I'm making I'm going to tell, this is how, like, I'm a little fruity about saving stuff. If I get a really good contact, I hit control print screen and I save it and put it over on Paintbrush and I trim it out and I save it into a file. I got a little file that I do screen captures, and I can save the screen with everything, the waterfall and the list of everybody and showing the track that I'm talking to them on and everything. It's pretty cool. All right, there's that contact in the book. Now I'll show you something about Grid Tracker. When you zoom in here, you can see the Maidenhead grid squares. If you click those, it'll actually, if you hold down your cursor on them, it'll actually show you all the contacts I've made in that particular grid square. So like I can, okay, there, that red line is showing that's the last contact I just made where it went. So you can see that there. And he just said 7-3. Now, if I hold this down, this thing, it's doing a lot of things right now. But you can see the 2 grid squares that are here. If I hold this down on my grid square, it'll actually show me all of the stations that I've worked in this grid square. And you'll notice Get it to do it where you can see everything. The first one, W4LX. You'll also notice AA4JS in there a couple times, 3 times. You may see, if you're a local guy, you may see your call letters in there. But those are all the guys I've made contact with in this grid square. The date, the time, the radio I was using, the computer I was using, the tuner I was using, it's all right there. Isn't it great? I don't know why it's not showing me the shaded outline tonight.
Looks like Rio de Janeiro.
But down here?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty active right down here. I think you're right. Brazil.
Brazil. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's Brazil. Yes, notice I've gotten 4 contacts in that zone there, and I got 1 there. So if you see other people I heard a station here.
That's Brazil.
That's what that white line's showing you, is that my station heard that down there. My inverted V, the inverted part kind of goes towards the south, but for some reason it seems to work more towards the north. Okay, so let's get another one. Oh, there's a good parking spot, and there's a Brazil calling North America. I think. Oh no, we haven't tried him yet. He's young. This guy just got his ham license. He's 9 months old.
He was stud. Wow. Peanut PY9MT.
You know why he's doing FT8?
He can't
He
talk.
don't talk yet. He don't talk. I mean, how old do you think he is?
Oh, you learned to read.
Hey, I picked you up finally
Oh, good.
from my local station. Can I show the webcam for a second? What I got my setup doing?
Yeah, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me see if I can do this.
Let me relinquish. I think it's easier. There you
I don't
go.
have to screen share, just as long as y'all can see my camera. Let me switch this. Okay. So what I have going here,
Oh, hey, we're mobile.
mobile monitoring. Okay.
Getting seasick here.
Don't worry, I'll fix it in a second. Seasick from your computer screen. Okay. This thing right here is
Oh,
very
yeah, I love that thing.
this thing is very cool.
Awesome.
So what it is it's a realistic DX150B, and it's a shortwave receiver. And right now I have it tuned on the 20 meter FT8 frequency, and it's actually picking up pretty good. I don't know if y'all can hear if I turn this up a little bit. If y'all can hear the audio coming through from my microphone,
Oh, yeah,
but I'm hearing the FT8. It's working. It took a bit of effort to tune it. I was tuning it earlier when the net first started, and it took a bit of going back and forth because it's an analog tuner and there's no digital anything. I had to mess with the sideband here, and now it seems to be tuned in pretty good. But there is a weird thing. If I do this, I'm just going to bring this up and move this back. Okay, I can see my screen here. This is the little waterfall thing, and if y'all, man, I just realized this. See how they're slanted? The little trails from everything is slanted, and I think that's because this receiver has a bit of drifting going on.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's-
definitely drift.
Yeah.
The weird thing is
Yeah.
I haven't retuned this ever since the start of the net, and so far I have not drifted all the way out of band. Like I thought it would have drifted way past FT8 by now, but I'm still picking up.
How long did you just turn it on? I mean,
No, it's been on for an hour now.
Yeah.
More over an hour.
I bet you if you did this when you first turned it on, you would notice even more drift as it warms up.
I would imagine so.
Maybe so, but I don't know. It's definitely drifting, but it's not causing me. Like I would think I'd only be seeing stuff past here at this point. Like I would think it by now it would have drifted past or at least drifted so that only half the spectrum had stuff on
If
it,
you
but
look
it's
at
still
that
working.
drift is only literally like 500 kilohertz. It's or whatever. It's if you look at it, it's nothing. It's literally only one, like at the most, it's two of those little brackets is all that's really drifted in all that whole waterfall. I bet you it's not drifting enough that it would prevent it from transmitting or receiving properly. Of course, I know it doesn't transmit, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, it probably. No, you're right. It's not affecting it. I'm still like here. You can see all the stations I'm picking up. Here's my grid tracker, and I picked you up just a minute ago. But I'm picking up quite a lot. I'm picking up from all over the place. So it's working. It's just kind of odd how it's drifting. It appears like it's drifting a lot, but it's not causing many issues. So it definitely works, and it's a really cool piece of kit. I actually have to pay Joe tomorrow for it when I go to the swap shop. But yeah, this thing is really, really cool. I really like the analog thing. I can switch it to AM or FM. It has an antenna trim knob. I don't know if anyone can tell me what this does. My guess is it's like the what do you call it? Impedance matching?
Yeah,
Or
kind of an antenna tuner, I believe. You know,
right now the position I have it in gives me the strongest signal overall.
that's what
But
you-
yeah, I don't know. This thing is really cool. I when I first got it, the band number D was dead, which is the one I'm on right now. It wasn't working, but I actually used a bunch of electrical contact cleaner and the air compressor in it, and I moved it back and forth a bunch. And now all the bands work fine, which I'm pretty glad about because I've seen on YouTube some people with the same receiver had some issues with dead bands only being like having to switch out capacitors and stuff. But this one actually works fine, and this receiver went into production in 1974. So this is a 40-year-old, almost 40-year-old. Wait, no, that'd be 50 years old, right?
Yeah, it's almost 50 years old. Yeah,
Almost 50 years old. This thing
Yeah.
is,
it's almost as old as my ancient rear end.
and it still works. And it's really cool. I was actually able to hear the time station on it the other night.
graduated my school.
But I just wanted to show this because this thing is super cool. I found it at the swap shop, and it's really, really, really cool. And I'm using it for FT8 right now, and it works great.
Are you hearing me on it now? I'm calling.
Let's see. The last time I heard you was 13 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
So I only think I heard you once, and it was 13 minutes ago. But you know, we're right next to each other, so your signal just going right over my head. But I've got this connected to just some like 12 gauge wire running from. It's about probably about 60 or so feet long, I would think. It's about 10 feet off the ground, and it runs across the two swing sets we have in the backyard, and then it comes into the wall and connects up to this. So it's got a pretty good antenna on it. And yeah, this thing is just really cool. I have it set up here under my other monitor, and it's really cool having this on here. I did put it on a wall switch because it's like old and it runs off AC. I can power it off 12 volts, but the AC was more convenient. So it's on a wall switch, so I can switch it off and not have to worry about it starting a fire in the middle of the night. But
well, that's always nice.
that was one of my concerns originally. But yeah, the inside of this thing is really cool. It's got all the pulleys and wheels with string on them for the tuning. Like whenever I turn the knob here, that's pretty bright, but there's actually a little card in there that rotates around. It's a little plastic disc with the printout on it.
Oh,
And so there's pulleys in there and string, and so it like has this whole little system in there where
you need to have it fixed. You got to take it to a transmission shop.
It's gonna come back with it's gonna come back with finals in it. It's gonna transmit. But yeah, this thing is really cool. So that's my current.
Maybe it'll come back with a gear shifter.
The inside of an R390.
Shifting gears on my.
Oh my God, you talk about gears and shit.
Shifting gears on my radio. So yeah, that's my little setup going right now. I was able to hear Ian earlier. I just thought that was cool.
All right. Well, let's see if we can make a few more contacts. Does anybody have any questions while we go here that I can answer about either Grid Tracker or FT8? If there's anything in amateur radio that I know a lot about, it's probably this. So take advantage of it. Is there people out there that are still trying to get this going, or is anybody having problems with it? Or
my colors are still messed up. they don't show like yours do with all the different things. And I've made, I've not
Joseph,
made
I
contacts.
know this is going to sound crazy, but I have the same problem you do. And the first time I make a contact and save it to my logbook, the colors work perfectly from then on.
That's just so weird.
Which sucks when you're receiving only.
Yeah, I need to go up there. Well, when I
Yeah.
first set it up, I had it and I ran it for like an hour and I didn't get any contacts, so that was unfortunate. But even with the actual radio hooked up to it, I still didn't get any contacts. It was working fine, but I seem to
Okay, if you didn't get any contacts, then it could be a volume in or volume out problem. With digital, too much is too much, and a lot of times some radios don't play well with the ALC. But I'll tell you, the biggest thing I've had is overdriving or underdriving the audio in or out. It's very picky, but once you find the combination, it's perfect. All right, so let's see here. Where are we at? We didn't get that guy, or that kid, I mean, that infant. He may not have answered me because he didn't get his baba.
Yeah, he was probably distracted.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. There's a lane there. I'm gonna go there. Now, let's get one more here. There's Canada. Let's see if we can get Canada. Hello, Canada. Oh, this is Roger. He lives in Montreal. See, I almost feel like I get to know these people like for a second, you know?
Your own little 5-second introduction.
There you go.
Hi, bye.
That's why if you're going to do FT8, you should really put a good picture on QRZ because there's a lot of people out there. Your picture is going to come up on their screen when they're talking to you. And it's good to have a good picture. You know, one of the things I did because I wanted it to have, you know, I wanted to have some kind of decent, what is this?
Team viewer.
Team viewer.
Oh,
Detected a what? Detected a login. What?
A keyboard shortcut.
Maybe somebody's trying to log into your machine.
No, it was me. But if like on my page here, what I did, I don't know if you guys saw this, I took our logo and I just put my head in front of it.
That's cool.
That's my QRZ. Hey, look, it's our logo with my head. Yeah. Why not, right? Yeah. So
you should do the one with your shack where you've got the whole thing lit up and everything. That's a really good one.
Oh, that one there?
Yeah, that's a cool one.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got the shack. You went out. So hold on. When you got your ticket, you were like, I know I'm gonna be so into this that I'm gonna need a shack, and so you got a shed right there and then. Is that what happened?
He has a missile launch command center there.
Now, can I honestly tell you guys, truthfully, I already had probably about half this stuff going into this. By the time I got my license, I already had 3 Baofangs and a mobile radio, an old mobile I was working on. I already had, 3 computers. I already had tablets. I already had a lot of the stuff that you see. And then I immediately started collecting more. I had a tower and a rotor and all that stuff within the first 3 months because I couldn't get to the nets in Charlotte County and stuff that I wanted to get to. So I got this great freestanding tower that I put up and everything. I've built most everything I've got other than the tower and the rotor system. All the rest of my stuff pretty much is built. I built everything. And even what's on the tower is built. It's PVC pipe and wire. I just really like to build my own stuff. All right, I'm not getting this guy, so I'm going to turn that off. Go away, dude. If you're not going to answer me. All right, you guys can see over
so
here.
Rude.
You know what? You could. That's what's great about FT8. You can be rude. It's like if the guy's not answering, you go. He can't see you. He can't see you.
You can flip him a bird and he won't see it.
That's right. Okay, so anyway, over here, I want to show you guys a couple things over here. There's this lightning alert thing. I leave that on, and it plays like a lightning sound when there's lightning coming. That's kind of cool. Yeah, this thing here, this cup will show you all the different awards. and you can click through it and it will show you what award. Like that's the WAC Worked All Continents Award. And you can see I got that. This one is the Worked All States, which is interesting that it doesn't show that I've worked 2 states when I've worked all states. But, oh, you know why? Because it's probably on one band. This is for just this one band. That's why. And then let's see, DXCC zones, and for this one band, USC, USAB, they're all there. And then your moon, if this is turned on, it actually puts the moon right over where the moon is on the globe at this moment. And then if you hover over it, it tells you the azimuth and elevation of the moon as well.
From your location, right?
Dude, you know.
Probably, I would think so. Because that would help with moon bounce, because people do FT8 with moon bounce, or they do FT4 and with moon bounce.
Yeah.
And JT8 and other stuff like that.
Some of these I don't use. The spots is that's those white lines. That's my PSK spots. The gears are your settings. These are all your different settings, your general lookup, audio. This thing is so easy to configure. If you guys are setting this up this weekend, call me. I'll spend an hour with you. I'll have you using it before we get done, as long as your rig can connect up. That's the one thing I'm not good at, but I'll help you with it. Then you set your alerts. This is really cool. I love the alerts. But it's all right here. Everything's right there that you have to set up. There's all kinds of different settings with your map. You can pick all kinds of different maps. Like, let's say you want more of an antique looking map. See, I mean, you can. There's so many different maps to choose from. There's more. I wish they had this for the plane tracker. It's like radar. Isn't that cool?
You can get city names and everything.
I kind of like, if I could get the airport names, it'd be perfect. Yeah, there's a lot of different ones here. I like City Lights by NASA. That's the one I use. And that you can set this up however you want with all the different things. I find this grid tracker to be absolutely amazing. All the different things that it shows me, and I'm still learning about this stuff. Down here at the bottom, this toggles the time zones. You can click that, and it actually puts the time zones in. See that? It lights up the time zones for you. I hate that. It's annoying, so I turn it off. But there, radar. Look at this. You can overlay the Doppler radar over the top of it. See that? The radar is actually overlaid over the top of it. You can, what's this one here? Oh, this is your Maidenhead grid squares. It actually puts the grid squares in the squares. I don't use this. This shows you where all the other grid square workers, grid tracker people are. Who cares? Oh, the gray line. There it is. The gray line's cool because it shows you where the daytime and where the nighttime is.
It's way beyond us now. It's dark.
I know, but for some reason mine's not showing up tonight.
Stiff here.
I don't understand. Oh, I guess it's there. It's just hard to see. See, it's right there. It's just hard to see on them because we're using an emulator or whatever for the screen. Anyway,
you haven't zoomed out far enough. It's all dark all the way to the west coast by now.
It's probably dark, probably further out.
It's just about off. There it is, right there. You can see it. It's just kind of hard to see. It's coming through the desert. These buttons over here, this button here this is just basically your logbook, but it gives you a chance to sort it. You can go by scores. You can do all the different zones. You can look at it the live version. This is really a neat resource that goes along with your logbook with Grid Tracker. But this one's even better. I use this one a lot. If you're looking for certain zones, this one's cool because this shows you when it lights up like this, it's something you need. See, I need that county right there. I need that grid right there. See, I need that grid. So it actually shows me, we tried to get him earlier, and I need that grid right there so I can actually click on that, and I'll start looking for this guy. There's actually even a way to activate it from over here. Yeah, see there, it did it. I double clicked on it, it activated it, and it started calling the guy. Did you notice that? Look at that. Now I'm not going to follow through with it, but so when I found one I needed, okay, look, if I need San Juan County and I want that, all I have to do is double click on him and it will try to call him next time around. So it's pretty cool. It'll show you what zones you need to fill. Any of these things that you don't have will show up solid like that. See here, there's the grid I don't have. That's him again, that same guy. That's that kid, that's that infant that's using the radio. So I don't want to, if I click on him, it'll call him again. This is pretty cool because if you have multiple screens, this is something that you can shrink down and put over on another screen somewhere out of the way. And you can keep this up at the same time, you know, and see, you can keep these, you can put up multiple, you can even put up multiple things at the same time. There you go. So if you have another screen, you can actually have your logbook up on the other screen, and you can have your contest deal here where it's telling you all the things you need. You can have your star chart here, so you can have everything right there. So isn't that cool? You can, if you have another screen, you can literally have another screen's worth of data right in front of you that's constantly updating with everything that comes in constantly. This thing right up here, I know for some of you it might be hard to see because it's under my picture. I'm going to do something a little weird right now. I'm actually going to disable my camera. That will turn off my screen and allow people to see the whole side over here. Hopefully that will work. I don't know. Some people, it's weird on Zoom because sometimes the screen comes up on the lower left, sometimes it comes up on the upper right, and people don't know where it's going to come up. So anyway, but up here on the upper top here, you'll see this. This shows you who's active on what right there. Notice 20 is still the big band right now. That's crazy. That's pretty much Grid Tracker in a nutshell. I just wanted to give you guys some of the quick basics. Now, let's do something quickly. Let's change tactics here. Let's go up here to mode, and let's go to FT4. FT4 is a different mode. It uses basically the same technology, the same type of thing as FT8, except it works twice as fast, but it works in twice the bandwidth. So notice that the pattern on this is different. The actual transmissions are using twice the bandwidth, but they're half the time. This is a great mode for contesting, but it's not used as much. But let's see if we can make a contact. Notice up here, I'm getting these blank lines. That tells me no one right now on this band is calling CQ. So maybe I should call CQ. Sometimes that works. So I'll click my CQ button just in case. And I'm going to call CQ and see what happens. It's only 7.5 seconds, right? Remember, this is half the time of the other one. See how quick the lines go by? Okay, so I'm transmitting 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm now not transmitting. I'm now receiving 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's that quick. Transmitting again. Now, there's not as many people here. On a contest weekend, when there's a FT8 contest or a digital contest where FT4 is the primary focus, this thing will be slamming. I'm telling you. And it's a little harder to find a parking space here because the cars are twice as wide. I'm sorry, I have to explain everything figuratively. You guys figured that out yet?
Yeah, I figured that out.
I like to visualize. I like to explain things in a way that people can visualize it, you know? Oh, wait, somebody answered me here. And I'm answering him back, and that's it. Well, come on, Thomas. What's the deal, dude? Oh, well, I don't think we're going to get him. So we're just going to turn that off and see what happens. Usually, right when I turn it off, that's usually when they call. So once you've turned it off, if they call, oh, now look, he called. Boom, I double click on him, and now I'm sending my RR73, so it's now a valid contact. But did you notice that? I had already turned it off, which means the computer would not have auto-responded to that. So I had to go and double click on that red line real quick, and that put it back in transmit mode. And why is it still saying, why is he still saying 7.3? Come on, dude, seriously. All right, so I'm going to send him our received 73 again. See what he says this time. He didn't get my R70. Oh, there he goes. Okay, 73. We're done. So now we're done. Even though I had already logged him in my book, he hadn't quite got what he needed to log in his book yet. So I sent my RR73 a second time, and that was good. Okay, so now we're waiting. I can either scan and pounce, but there's really nothing over here to scan and pounce, or I can call CQ again. This guy answered me calling CQ. When there's nobody calling CQ for like 2 minutes, that's a really good time to call CQ. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it since nobody else is, and I'm gonna set it to call on the odds, which is the 15s and the 45s. So here we go. We're now calling out on the 15 here. And it's weird. I think we'll have a. What in the hell is this thing doing? Boy, it doesn't like going cross screens like that. Okay, let's see here. Looks like my time might be a little out of sync. That's why I'm having a hard time on FT4. Although it does look normal in the waterfall. It's not looking normal. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I guess it's pretty close. I guess it's close enough. But I'm syncing it anyway, just to make sure. Okay, so we're not getting much on FT4. So let's go back to FT8. All right. Let's take a few minutes. It's 10 o'clock now, so let's shift gears again. We will come back to this. We're going to end the night working back with FT8 again. So this isn't over with that. But there is a couple of other things that I do want to do tonight. And one of those things, I want to introduce you guys to a really cool website tonight. And you guys know each week I try to come up with a really good website that's totally different. It's something it's something that you can actually use in your everyday life or in your ham life, I should say. Something that's really cool. So here's what it is. Tonight's free site or website is Free Logo Designs by Flaming Text. And this is flamingtext.com. Flamingtext.com. You just put that in your computer, pull this up. I see people all the time. Nobody ever has custom signatures on your email. It's so easy to do, and it makes it look so personalized and so cool, especially if you go on later and put a little palm tree next to it or something. So I'm going to take a few minutes tonight and show you guys how to make your own little logo. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put your call sign in here. All right? So we're going to say, Okay, I put in your call sign or whatever it is you want to make the sign, and you click go. By the way, if you guys are subscribers to the newsletter, these full instructions were in your newsletter that was sent out yesterday. What the heck?
It's all
I
black.
love it when someone says that.
I think your browser is flipping out on you.
That's kind of weird, isn't it?
Because you're trying to demonstrate it.
Yeah, Murphy.
Yeah, well, anytime you try to show somebody something, it's not going to work. But that's weird. Let me try something here. Okay, here we go. You know what? If one browser don't work, try again. Okay, this one has ads, but that's fine. Okay, and you can put anything in here. I suggest you put your call sign in because it makes the coolest call sign graphics. Now there you go. Now you can literally go down and look at this. Look how cool these things are. And these are highly customizable. You're going to be able to customize these in a million different ways.
I'm still seeing cool text generator.
Yeah, we're not seeing what you're seeing.
Yeah,
Not
switch
what
the
you're
window.
showing us.
Oh, freak.
Switch the window.
This thing really, the way it does things is just really ignorant.
What the? There we go.
All right. So anyway, here you can see that whatever you type in, it's going to start throwing at you all different kinds of ideas. See, there's one with a transparent background that has like a shadow.
Yeah.
There's all different things you can pick from. Everything can be changed. Like this glow can be red instead of green. This background color can be 50 different kinds of colors. There's all kinds of different choices. Okay. So you just keep clicking next until you find the one that's close enough to what you want. Is this cool or what?
Fire.
You can see where I make all my graphics. I make them all right here. All the graphics you see on our websites, all the graphics you see everywhere. Look. Oh, hey, does that look familiar?
Hey, you. Oh, you you just got it right from there, huh?
I clicked it right there, and it puts this
Wow.
up. It makes this. Now all I do is I go down and I pick. Now it's going to give me more options to choose from. This is like a second level for people that want to kind of let it kind of do it. Again, you can just basically pick it. If you want to take this to editing, click edit logo. Whenever you're ready, just click edit logo. Now we're in editing mode. From here, you can change anything you want about this logo. You've got the text. This is the font. Look at all the fonts. There's like 1,000 of them. This is the one I use. Now it looks familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I just literally recreated my graphic in 7 or 8 clicks. But that's how I made the graphics on all of our website graphics right on here. And then these are all the different things you can do with it. You can change the wind strength, and that will change what the logo looks like. I don't know what the hell this thing's doing. Now, when you get done with your text, there's your logo and your background. You can choose what kind of background you want. Here the background. I always like to use transparent backgrounds because I don't. This thing's having trouble tonight. I liked there. See what it did? It made a transparent background.
Yeah.
Now that little checkerboard will disappear, And when you save this, it'll save as a GIF or a PNG. Anytime you save a file that's a GIF or a PNG, that's usually a transparent file. And that means that instead of being square like a regular picture, this one actually has a border that moves around, so that when you put this on your website, it can go right over the top of a picture or something else, and it will be like over the top of it. It's really cool. So you want to always generate at least one version of your finished product in clear, or like with a clear background, so that it will save that way. And then you can also save it with all different colors or patterns. I do want to go back. I want to go back because when we get back to here, I do want to choose a different kind of logo, because I want to show you some of the different things you can do. You can pick this kind of logo, edit logo, edit logo. I'll pick it again. Okay, here's all the different options for this logo. We can pick the font. It can be whatever font we want. And there is a lot of different fonts in here. I'm very surprised at the different fonts. There you go.
Nice.
All right. And then now this is really cool. This is the fill and this is the border. Notice they're both perfectly customizable. Now watch this. I can choose what my fill is going to be. Is this cool or what?
Yeah.
I can pick that, and now it looks like that.
The EM4 OVZ.
Yep. And here we go again. It's playing me tonight. I wonder if they're having problems or something.
I noticed this is based on the GIMP, which is a Linux application.
This is old. I've been using this website, and it sucks that it's not working right now, because I never have problems with it. But anyway, I don't know why it's doing it so small. I guess I can move this up maybe.
You should be able to increase the size.
All right, so you can click logo, and now you can check whether you want to do a color, and you can do any color you want, any of the 36 million colors. You can do patterns. They got all kinds of patterns: stone, color patterns, swirl patterns, every kind of pattern in the world. You want wooden letters? They got wooden letters. Or you could do gradients. I like the gradients because they look really cool. I really like the gradients, and I really like the 70s. So some of this stuff's kind of really cool. But you can pick different ones, whatever kind of look you're looking for. And then you can do the same thing for the border. The border can be like, if you want a gold border, there's your gold. Don't start. Come on.
Well, here we go.
There we go. I just moved
It's taken
something
a
and
while
it
to
came back.
redo it.
Yeah. So now we got. Did that do the gold border? I don't see where it did it. Oh, I see. It has a third setting down here for the rest of it. See that? And you can set that to whatever you want to. See that? That's pretty cool. So these give you so many options that you can choose from. Look at that.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'll sit here and kill 3 hours with this program, making a stupid logo or something. But I find this to be so amazing. Then once you create that, you've also got shadow. And the shadow, of course, is exactly what it says. So let's go to background and put transparent background. There's our transparent background. Now we can go back to shadow, drop the shadow. Here's your offset. See how it's moving in the background?
Mhm.
Like the shadow from the sun. You bastard.
Blip that.
And
Wait for it to reform.
this is your blur. Like if you turn this down, it's going to be more of a hard outline. See, it's like a hard outline. If you turn this up, it'll be more like a faded out.
Softer focus.
Yeah. This is your shadow color because maybe you want the shadow to be red. I mean, I just love this thing, dude. It's like you could do anything with it.
Mess around with
You can even change the opacity of it too, so you could, make it more present, less present. You changing the opacity and then you also have the background. Like I said, I use transparent background, but you can also do a pattern. Any of these patterns, like let's say you want, oh, you know what? I want a brick wall. There's different ones here you can choose from. I thought they had a brick wall in here. There sure is a lot of them.
There's a whole lot of stuff. Like I said, I think this is based on the game.
There you are on a brick wall.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can really make some really cool stuff with this. You can also use those same gradients. There you go.
There you go.
Let's see here. We can use those same gradients again and put them behind it. And then they got this, which is like, I guess if you're Japanese. Okay, so it's good for somebody. And look at that. It's amazing all the different things you can do. Then when you're all done, and it has to be in PNG because if it's a transparent background, it has to be in PNG. When you get all done and you get the actual logo that you want, okay, you get down to what you want, you click this next button. It's yours. All you do now is right click and save image as, and then just pick a spot on your hard drive and save it. That's all you have to do. It's that simple. You've made yourself a logo. And I don't want to see any emails without really cool logos at the bottom. And I'll show you guys. If you guys want me to go on for a minute, let me show you something else. Luna Pick. I shouldn't give you two in one night, but this is a bonus.
This looks interesting. Let's see what it is.
Luna Pick is one of the best online photo editors that there is. Okay, so now let's go back to this design tool and let's save this. Save the logo. Okay, and I'm actually going to save it this time under my downloads. And then what I'm going to do is go back to edit text. See, I can just click back to here and go back to here and put his name in there. And then do the same thing again. Leave everything the same. Click next. Right click. Save image as. Now I'm going to save it in there with the other one. Now I've got both images saved. Now I go to LunaPic, upload, browse, go back to my downloads file, and I can pull up first one. Now see, I've got a transparent image. And then what I can do is I can go to edit, paste from, browse, grab the second half, continue to paste. I'm going to expand canvas.
Yeah, you can move that. There you go. You're dragging it around.
There you go. Now, what do we want to put on there? So let's figure out what we'll put on there. So I go to Palm Tree. I click images. I go to tools and I click color transparent. Now I go down and I pick the palm tree that I like. Which palm tree speaks to me? I don't know. Maybe this one. Yeah, I like that one. Okay. So right click, save image as, and I save it back to the same spot again. I go back to LunaPick, edit, paste from, browse, palm tree, upload, continue to paste image, expand canvas, I really want it to come up behind the logo, but I did things in the wrong order. So there's not much I can do about that right now. So let's just stick it in here. If I want to really be fancy and I wanted this to come up behind, I would do the palm tree first. Does that make sense?
Okay.
But let's just, for right now, let's just do it like this. Okay. And apply. So there's now my new logo.
Well, now you can move it
Now
over
that
to the
you've
left a
dropped-
little bit.
Now that you have dropped the palm tree, can you grab the call sign and move it and possibly bring it to the front?
No,
You should
not
be
on
able
this program. There's other programs that will do that, but this one,
So
it's,
the GIMP would be able to
this
do
one's
that.
pretty, yeah, of course. There is programs that are 20 years old that will do much more than this. I'm showing you guys a real easy, quick way
Oh, yeah.
online to
But
make.
that is pretty damn good. It's incredible.
I mean, I just threw this thing together in 4 minutes.
You could make QSL cards out of this and lots of other things.
And then the cool thing about this is we go ahead and we save this. Let's see here. File, save image. And we're going to save as a PNG file. Okay, which it should have already done. Save to my downloads. So now if we were to pull that in, I'm trying to think where I can show you guys this. Well, I don't know where I can show you guys this. But the thing is now, anywhere you pull in that image, it's going to have a clear background. So you can put it over the top of anything you want.
Yeah.
So now let's say I can come over to here. I'll tell you what else I can show you right now. Now I'm going to come over to my camera program. This is my camera program. You guys can see all the different cameras and different views and stuff. What I can do now is I can go right here, right click. I'm going to add an image. Downloads. I pull up that clear image and it's not showing. Oh, why is it not
There
showing?
it is.
No, but I disappeared.
You still got your tech team logo on the right.
Yeah, I don't know why I disappeared.
You disappeared. Yeah.
I don't know.
But I want you to notice it's that. Okay, let's manage layers. Bring to front. Notice it goes right over the top.
There
of
you
stuff.
go. It's over it. Yeah.
See how that works?
Yeah.
That's all I really wanted to show you. Was that you can now actually just put that anywhere you want to put it now, and it will look really cool. And Joseph, this one totally sucks. I'll make you another one.
That's not too bad. I'll put the palm tree behind. But
Yeah.
If y'all are thinking of GIMP as another alternative to GIMP that's similar to Paint.net, there's a new program on Linux called Krita, which is actually really good because I use Paint.net on Linux on Windows, but it doesn't work on Linux. And so Krita is a really good one. It's like the interface is almost exactly the same, and it's really good.
Okay, I don't know what happened to my camera, so I just put it back in there again. There we go. Okay. All right. All right, so that's basically that, guys. That's the websites on that are flamingtext.com. That's flamingtext.com. And then Lunapic, LUNAPIC.com. Lunapic.com. Two of my favorite websites. If you've looked at the Southwest Florida TechNet website, you've seen a lot of things made on these two websites because I use them a lot. All right. Let's go back and see let's see how the band's doing. Let me see here. All right, let's get a fresh start going here. I thought at some point I'd have to, let's find a parking spot. 400 looks good. I thought that at some point tonight I'd have to switch to 80 or 40 or something. But 20 is really hanging in there.
Cooking.
Oh, it's cooking with gas. Seriously. All right, so it's only showing me CQs because I got this little square, and the gray ones are ones I already have on this band. So I'm only looking for colors. The purple is the lowest priority because the purple ones are ones I've already got everything but the guy. The blue one means I haven't got that grid square yet. So I always go for the blue ones first, and I'm going for this guy. I'm trying to get him. It's Augustin Lopez Guerrero in Montezuma.
Look at his graphics on the right. That's pretty slick.
Yeah, that's nice. I'll tell you what, I like seeing the graphic. This is worth the $15 a year or whatever on QRZ, just to be able to see everybody's pictures and their mileage and everything come up. I like it.
Yeah.
To me, it's definitely worth it. I hear it in my ear. I guess he's not going to hear me. Hello, Mexico.
XE2YWN.
Look at that. 15 still going on.
Wow. Those sunspots must be doing some good.
Yeah, there's a lot of activity. Well, it's Friday night, too. Friday night, Saturday night, bigger nights for radio usually because more people are home. Let's see here. While we're doing that, let me pull up. Shit, I thought I already had. All right, I'm going to pull up the PSK reporter for all bands for the last 15 minutes. All right, let's take a quick look. Looked like we were getting him too. Let's take a quick look here real quick. This is what we got going on around the world right now. And I see a lot of 40 going on. The purple is 40. Number one band right now, guys, 20 meters. We're on it. 40 and then 15. Number three band right now at freaking 10:25 at night. 15 is the number three band. 17 is the number four band, and then 30, and then 80. That's crazy. The purple, the little pink, the pink ones are 80. The green ones are 30. Where am I at here? Oh, come on, dude. What happened? Hello, Mexico. Going right across the Gulf. I don't know what that weird thing is right there. I wonder if that's screwing me up. There's some kind of weird modulation on the frequency there. So I'm thinking about moving my parking spot. But to do that, I got to stop transmitting. So what I'm going to do is this guy's talking to somebody right now. See him? So I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to give it one cycle so I can make sure nobody's talking over me right now. Okay, here comes the other side. Now I'm looking at the other side. Look at that. Somebody was encroaching on me. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, wait a minute. I'm over here. I'm sorry. I was looking at the green one. That's my bad. Okay. No, so no, nobody was on me, and that weird anomaly doesn't seem to be happening there now. So, but I'm still going to move down here. That looks pretty clear right there. Oh, he's answering me. Let's get him. All right, so I just made contact with him. He did hear me, and I'm answering him back right
And
now.
you can see where he is in Mexico.
Yep, there he is. And there he is. If I press this, you can see where I've made contact with him now.
Sweet.
I think that's so cool. Oh, there's another Mexico. Think we can get the double whammy?
XE2W.
I'm going to see if I can get Luis Carlos. He's in Centro NL. I don't know all the provinces down there. Sorry.
NL. I don't remember either.
I'll tell you, lots of amateur radio in Mexico. Very surprised. Happy to see it.
Yeah.
Lot
There's
more
even
than I
quite a
thought.
bit in Cuba, which surprises me.
More than I would have ever guessed.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Seriously. Seriously, you guys.
Certainly more than in North Korea or Afghanistan.
Yeah, well, we're actually going to get to that in just a minute. I've got the DX Most Wanted list just came out. We'll be talking about that in just a few minutes on our 3-hour telecast. All right, well, let's see here. That's not yielding nothing. So let's turn that back off. Let it roll a little bit. At the yawn, the time will be 10:28.
At the yawn, 2 hours, 15 minutes, coordinated universal time.
At the beep, I still will not care. All right.
It's been an actual emergency. You would have been instructed to bend over and kiss your donkey goodbye.
In case of tornado, kiss your butt goodbye. See if we can hear the time station.
This is Florida, man. We don't have big tornadoes down here. We do get our share of hurricanes, though.
Hurricanes, but not tornadoes.
Ooh, Brazil.
The tornadoes that happen because of hurricanes.
Hurricane.
Hurricane. PP7CJ.
I have no idea what any of that means.
Brazil.
If that's his mailing address, I feel bad for his postman.
They probably have smarter postmen than we do.
I believe that. Yeah, okay, so, well, whatever. But I'm starting to have a hard time getting people on 20, which tells me it's starting to close up. I do not do that well on 20. I do great on 40, except when I'm on 40, it messes with my, I get RF in the shack and it messes with my screen. So I'm a little leery to use 40 tonight. But I may later on, I'll tune up 80. Maybe we can get somebody on 80. All right. So if you don't get anybody and you just feel like you're running out, what I like to do is turn it off, clear it out, make sure I'm in my, it's rolling. Let it roll through one cycle and make sure nobody was in your parking space again. Now, let me see. Was anyone in my parking space? Okay. Yes. Look at that. You guys see what's going on right now? Look right there. Someone was half in my parking space and half in the next parking space. See that? That guy was walking right over the top of me. I never would have been able to get anybody to answer me. I could have talked 5 more times and nothing would have happened. So that's why you have to check. So I'm going to move down here to a different part of the parking lot because that guy's a jerk. All right, so let's go down here, and now let's go ahead and just call CQ. So I'm going to click TX6 and call CQ.
You actually mobile?
And now wait till the next cycle. Okay. So now I'm calling CQ. I'm in a different spot. You see if we can get somebody there. A lot of times I look up their QRZ page too while I'm trying to get them. And like I said, a lot of times I do this a lot while I'm working on things for the website or while I'm working on things for the club or whatever. Oh, here we go. There we go.
K5 LAD.
Hey, Jim can hear us. Hey, Jim.
Pick it.
He's in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Oswasso, Oklahoma. Or is it Owasso?
It looks like Owasso.
Yeah, normally when it starts with an O, you would say it O. Owasso, Oklahoma. I'm glad they got creative with the names up there, just like Cape Coral. Hey, I live on North 151 Street East, Northeast. Oh my God, with these stupid names. Whatever happened to I live at the corner of Smith and Baker?
Hey, you could be like Atlanta. Everything's named Peachtree.
Oh, I know. Everything, yeah. Or what's the other thing up? There's 2 things. Everything up there is Peachtree, Peachtree, Peachtree.
Yeah.
Come on, Jim. Turn up the wattage, buddy.
Gotta crank up the power.
Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume. Come on now. I don't think he can hear me. Or I'm not hearing him.
And your code thing is flashing.
Yeah, I got him back on Friday, February 5th on 80. Okay, so we're done. I'm done. I don't go past that many. That's 3 or 4 is about my limit. So I'll give that a rest now. That sucks though, because he answered me back one time. If he answered me one more time, I'd have had the contact. Let me tell you guys something else. When you're contesting, you actually do less. When you contest, there's not as many communications. When you contest, you call CQ, he answers you, you answer him, and you're done.
And you're done, yeah.
So it's a little quicker process than like a normal day. All right, let's go ahead and switch gears for a few minutes here.
I'm gonna go help my dad with the radio thing. I'll be back in a few minutes.
All righty, we'll be here.
KM4 OVC.
Team view says detected the keyboard shut. Sure.
Yeah, I bet it has.
Find where I'm looking. On the keyboard.
All right, I just wanted to go through a few things real quick here, and then we're going to end it up. Let me get. There we go. Oh, this thing's really jerking me off. Am I allowed to say that?
Lunatic.
Oh man, this thing's upsetting me. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, we went over the flaming text, so you guys got all that. I just want to mention the nets as we always do. We've been getting more and more people on the nets. And I think a little bit of it's because all of us on the different nets have been promoting all the different nets. And I went on 4 or 5 of them this week and promoted our net, and they've been promoting, and it's been great. So I just want to mention all the nets out there. My favorite, one of my favorites, the Sunshine Net up in Charlotte. See if you guys can get that. You can check in on WinLink if you can't get it on the radio. And let's see. Some other good ones. The Sanibel Loggerhead. I do this one every week. It's a great net. I love Alex down there. Lots of raw radio talk, lots of propagation talk about old radios and stuff. I love the conversation on there. And of course, Charles does the Windmill Net. Great time to get out your HF rig and try something different. And by the way, that frequency is on the general band or on the tech band.
Tech band, yeah.
Tech band. You don't have to have a general license to get on this net. And the newbie net, great time for newer folks to get on, but anybody's welcome. I like to go on there. I still kind of consider myself a newbie, but I like to go on there. And that's Larry N1NQU runs that one. And of course, the 2 Aries nets, and then the buck and a quarter net. They had a bunch of people on that one this week. Like
About 17 or 18, I think.
17, and I didn't make it. So it'd have been one more if I got there. But yeah, there was a lot of people there this week. And of course, your 3 digital nets. You guys, if you're into digital, you know how to find information on those. And some of my favorites here. These 2 were on at the same time. Some nights I try to do both, but usually I just hit the Gab Fest. I do like the Gab Fest. Again, Charles is the net controller there. And I believe also AA4JS, John, is the other controller there. So they're switching nights back and forth. And the digital practice net, great time to check out FL Digi and also SSTV. And they do it on a regular VHF repeater, so they'll help you if you can't get it going or whatever. And then, of course, this net here. And you guys know about that one. Ham Radio News. This just in. Club Log has just released their DXX Most Wanted. This is all the different stations out there that are the hardest to find. No, yeah, there's no surprise here, folks. I mean, it is what it is. North Korea, I guess DPRK. That's probably Little Dictator Boys radio, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else there is allowed to transmit, but
probably not.
Yeah, anyway, there you go. That's your list of the islands and the different things that are hardest to find out there. These are your 15 most sought after stations. If you just put in Club Log DXCC Most Wanted, you'll be able to see the entire list. Or it's also is in our newsletter if you get that. Watching the Tropics. Let's see what we got out there. Let me see here. Of course, let's go to our friend's website, the Drunk Donkey website. He's not drunk all the time, by the way. Mike's weather page. I like this guy. I really do. I like his style. There we go. Larry on the way out. It's going to sideswipe Nova Scotia on the way out.
Yeah.
So
then it's going to go up to Greenland and cause a blizzard. Can you believe that?
Yeah, a Hurra blizzard. It's a Hurra blizzard.
Yeah.
It's like a blizzard NATO Hurra thingy. Anyway, I don't know. So this is what we have. We've got 2 areas of interest that are both of high interest at this point. This one here, it was weird because this morning they were showing it curving way up here. Now they're showing it staying below 20 north. You guys know, I always say, if it makes it to here and it's still below 20 north, if it makes it to these islands and it's still below 20 north, it's a Florida Gulf storm.
Yeah, Houston, we got a problem, man.
Right, literally, Houston, you might have a problem. And then if it's above 20 north when it gets to here, it's generally a Jax North problem. Yeah. Jacksonville North. And you can almost bank on this, guys. Like 92% of the time, what I just told you works.
Yeah, it sure does.
So we have to watch this. If it starts to get above this line when it's coming through this area here, chances are these guys up here need to watch it. This one, you know,
Texas.
yeah. I don't know. Let's run the models. Let's see what the models say. Let's run the
take a look at our
GFS.
models.
This year, the GFS is our best performing model.
Yeah.
Normally, the last 3 years, it's been the Euro. This year,
That's been
they need to find whoever is responsible for the Euro and literally fire them, make them walk out with a plant and a box because they have screwed it up big time. All right, this is the GFS model. Notice it's picking up on that little low pressure system out in the intertropical convergence zone that they're not showing anything on. But I don't know, kind of weird. All right, so let's run this forward a little bit. And we're watching we're watching this blob over here.
Yeah, look at it.
And we're watching this blob over here, and I don't really see much going on.
There's your low.
Oh, look at that.
Watch
it
that.
dumped down. That's
Then it
why
moved
they
down southwest.
And that's why they've stopped showing it going so far to the north.
Yeah.
Is it actually is going to go southwest there. And then there, oh, whoa.
What?
Ooh, that's not good. That brings it across the intertropical down around 15 north.
Yeah. But does it disappear?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't deepen it. It deepens it down to 1,008 millibars. But that's really, that's a tropical storm at the most. Interesting. Oh, what did this one do anything? Oh, look at that. It does form into a 1,004 millibar low pressure system off of the Mexican coast. Oh, okay.
Going 998.
Oh, getting close to Cat 1 strength near Brownsville, Texas.
Brownsville, yeah. Keep
Cat
going.
1, Brownsville, Texas.
What's the date now on this?
Oh, let's see.
He doesn't show a date. Oh, there you go.
That's
that's in the
14th.
14th.
Tuesday.
Okay, that's Tuesday.
Tuesday. That shows it hitting mid-Texas as a Cat 2,
Just about
maybe?
Corpus Christi, yeah.
As a Cat 2 hurricane.
Yeah.
Ow! And then what? And then up into Louisiana. Hey, aggravate you folks. Okay, so
look at our low over here off of Africa. It disappeared.
It comes across the intertropical.
And
of course, and when we get to here, this is so far out that this doesn't mean anything. This starts to mean something when you get back to here. This is showing this thing dipping south. Yeah. That puts that in play right there. That's totally in play. Okay, let's go back. Let's pull the piss poor producing Euro here.
Yeah, let's see what they're doing.
Wait for it to load. Please wait while we get our stuff together. Windows system. Okay, let's see here. This one goes a lot faster now. Remember, this one only runs twice a day. Okay, there we go. It picks up the low coming off of Africa. It picks up the low down here. And it's dipping it down back into the intertropical again. And the one over in Texas, it brings it up towards Brownsville.
Okay.
And it brings it in as a 994 millibar right into central Texas again. All right, and oh, Francis, that's not good. It does put a little bit of a north curve on it there at the end of the loop.
Yeah.
But that's putting right there. That's putting a potential Category 3 hurricane at the north end of the Windward Islands. on Monday of next week. Not this coming week, the following week. But that's still, woo, yeah, that's something to watch right there, because notice that's a different one.
Yeah.
But then again, this is the Euro and it's piss poor.
Yeah, that's not dead so great this year.
The CMC's been doing a little better this year. This one was really bad a few years ago. And it picks up that one in the middle that the National Hurricane Center is not even reporting on. But it washes it out.
Cape Verde Islands.
Yep, it's finding Genesis right around Cape Verde.
All right, and
it's not
that's
showing
around
that northern. It's not showing a northern drift.
oh yeah, it's going northwest.
Or I'm sorry, it didn't show a southern drift. It went
Southwest,
northwest.
yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
It's going northwest.
Notice
And
in the
there's a
Gulf,
node behind it.
this one keeps the low pressure system over land and doesn't develop it into a hurricane. That's best case scenario right there.
Yeah.
CMC. Okay. Well, there you go. There's the models.
And today is the statistical height of the hurricane season.
Yep.
And it was also the day of Hurricane Irma 4 years ago. I can't believe it's been 4 years. And Donna back in 1960. Same day.
Yep. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Well, that's like Ida hit the same day, same calendar day as Katrina.
Yep. It's because all the really bad ones hit within 60 days of each year, you know, so you're going to get a lot of anniversaries around the same time. Anyway, so that was the tropics. Does anybody have anything else on any questions or anything else on hurricanes?
Not me.
Okay. Mike's weather page. I don't need to tell you about Mike's weather page. I just showed it to you. So check out Mike's weather page. All right. Ham radio contest this weekend. Let's see here. This is going to be the WAE DX contest. It's single sideband. It's mostly over in Europe. But if you're looking to try a little bit of a challenge, this might be it. There's also the FOC QSO party. This was named after a guy that was really big at ham radio. His name was Bill Wendell, and he was BWQ. He was this guy that he basically was just big in the ham radio, and he started these like QSO parties. G8VG was his handle or his call sign, and he basically started these things, and they've just been going on ever since. And so they do it in his honor now. And when you're participating, you call CQBW because that was his initials. Anyway, if you do this one, it's only on CW. Let's see, the next one, the SARL Field Day Contest is this weekend, and that's mostly in South Africa. Again, if you're looking like I am.
That's a QRP contest.
Yeah, I don't have any contacts in South Africa much at all, in Africa. So this might be a chance for you to get a few, just putting it out there. Okay, you've got your YB7 DX contest this weekend, and that's a worldwide focus on that, mostly single sideband on 40 meters only. This is cool because all the people that are on this will be in one little area. It'll be a little easier to find. But it works like a lot of the other contests. You can check any of these out by just Googling them. Or the best way is to go to the Southwest Florida TechNet website and go under resources and click contests. The next one, the Alabama QSO party is this weekend. And that's mostly for Canada and the United States, but it does have a worldwide, can be involved. It's CW and phone, but there's no digital modes, which I thought was kind of weird. But that might be cool. It'll get more people on phone, which there's nothing wrong with that. Trust me. There's your different wattages and all your stuff to go along with that one. But that's your typical basic state QSO party. And of course, this one's the one I want to tell you about, the ARRL September VHF contest as this weekend. I don't have good luck on these. I really don't, but I'm going to try a little bit on this for this weekend. I still have my 6-meter beam up. So what I'll probably do is after the World Trade Center stuff and the 9/11 stuff is all over tomorrow, maybe on Sunday, I'll try to get in on this a little bit, and see if I can make a contact. I want to do some FT8 on 6 meters. I have done some. When it starts running, when the Magic Band does start running, you can get a lot of 6-meter, but it's not really running right now. We're kind of after season. So this whole VHF contact, VHF's kind of a you know what right now. So, but anyway, there you go. This is just more about the VHF contest. Just put ARRL September VHF contest in there, and it'll come right up, and you can read all about that. All right. I just want to remind you guys the quick reference guide is out. If you want it, you can download it, share it, print it, save it. It's all on our website. Just literally look for the big button at the top called guide. And it's right there. And it's in a format that you can easily download and save and use. It's made mostly for new folks. We got a couple of new hams in tonight, so I just wanted to mention that. And the newsletter. I'm going to be putting one out tomorrow morning with all the with all the 9/11 stuff in it, so we can all get involved in that tomorrow. So if you want to sign up tonight, you'll get that email in the morning. There'll be one going out in the morning. I put them out more often sometimes when there is space weather going on, when there's a solar event, when there's a hurricane coming, when there's a big ham radio event or something. I put a few extras out. Generally, it's just 1 or 2 a week. Southwest Florida Tech Team, we're looking for members. If you want to join, it doesn't cost anything. Fill out the thing. I had 2 people apply this week, so I'm looking forward to getting with them. And everybody just sign up and apply. Everything's going a little slow right now because we're in the founding process of getting our club going. So just sign up, give us a few weeks, and we'll get back with you with a meeting. We're going to be doing another meeting coming up soon. The club repeater, it's a 775. That's channel 34 on your ARRI standard frequency list. Give us a call anytime. We try to monitor this. I've got it on in the shack as early as 4 or 5 a.m. a lot of mornings, and Joseph monitors a lot in the later evenings after I go to bed. So we've got it on quite often. A lot of times you'll get one or both of us. And there's also some other members. I know Rick's would talk to me on it recently, and John has talked to me on it recently. So, it's out there. Use it. Spread the word about the TechNet. Please help us get the word out on this. The FMARC is no longer putting out any information on our TechNet. So that has taken the ability for us to get our word out to 250 people, unfortunately. So I ask you guys to help us get the word out. If there's anybody, local, state, national, international, anybody in the world on Mars, as long as they've got an amateur radio license or they're thinking about becoming an amateur radio operator, send them a link to this and let them know what we do here. And maybe we can get some more people involved, because, it really takes all of us to get out there and put the word out and to make something like this really successful. I don't know if you guys noticed, we peaked out at just under 30 tonight, I think. We've been doing this 10 months now. I really thought this would have taken off a lot more by now. And so I'm appealing to you tonight to help me get the word out. Help Joseph and I let people know about all the hard work that we're doing here. We're not asking for money. We're not even putting any advertising. We don't make anything from this. All we're asking is that more people can benefit from it. And so that all the hard work we're doing is getting used by more people. That's all we're really asking. So if you guys can, help us get that word out there. That's all. That's all we really need you to do. And donate your old equipment. We're still looking for equipment. We're looking for computer equipment, radio equipment, antennas, just about anything. Call us and let us know donate it. If you donate a piece of equipment to us, you become a donor to the TechNet. Once you're a donor, you will get access to all the different projects we're working on. One of the first ones that's about to go online is the FT8 audio program, where you're actually going to be able to dial into a remote FT8 station and be able to work FT8 remotely from within your homeowners association. And that's going to be online literally before long. We're looking for the equipment right now. We already have the location and everything ready to go. So if you've got any old equipment, if you've got an old radio, we're looking for an old HF rig. It's a couple of them actually, that are 10, 20, 30 years old. Something that maybe has Vox, but doesn't have all the fancy stuff on it. Some old radio, but that still transmits and receives. That's all we're looking for. If you got something like that, let us know. We would like to hook it up and then give you access to use it through a digital means. All right. And of course, we've got all of our great resources that are available out there on our website. Check that out. I'm adding stuff all the time, and all of our past tech nets are out there too. Does anybody have any topics they would like to bring tonight to the tech net? All right, I would like to say I had someone send me an email today. I don't know if he's in right now, but I had someone send me an email today and make an offer to work with us one night on JS8 Call. So I'm looking forward to that, because I don't know anything about JS8 Call. I loaded it up and was unable to figure it out without too much ado, so I passed it over when I did it, because I didn't have time to go and reinvent the wheel. So I'm hoping somebody can help us on here and bring it to us, show us, and teach us how to do it too. Joseph and I haven't used JS8 Call yet, so we need.
I know it's based on F8, but it's more interactive.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like text over the radio. And finally, if you would like to host a TechNet, I don't think you realize how easy it is. Joseph and I help you put it on. We help you make your slide. I'll make your slides. We help you with anything you need. We'll help you get it all set to go. And then we'll help you be here and help you produce the thing. So it's really easy. You don't need to be a TV personality to be able to do this. You just have to be a dude that knows what he's talking about on one specific thing, and then come in and present it. I'll help you do the rest. So let me know if you want to do that. I'd love to get some more help in here on the TechNet and get some more opinions on things, get some more input and all that kind of good stuff. All right, once again, I'm going to call for any topics that anyone wants to bring from out there in the audience. Anything they'd like to bring up tonight?
Hey, I don't know. We're gonna be at the swap shop tomorrow. I am. We need more help. We need you guys to help us. Y'all always just sit in the tree of wisdom and don't do anything. Y'all gotta come in the building and help me sort stuff.
Okay. There you go.
The tree of wisdom.
Joseph has been working with Joe at the swap shop, and with some help from others, and they've been working on sorting and straightening up that place. It's getting much better. It no longer looks like a Cambodian television repair shop.
Yes, it does.
Okay, it still does, but it's much better, and it's getting there. I say that with love. It's a cool place. I do. I've gotten a lot of stuff there that we're using right now in this room, so it's a good place. I got some fans that are on right now, cooling my computer that I bought last time I was there. All right. So the swap shop, that's tomorrow in North Fort Myers. Everybody's welcome. Doesn't cost a thing. And you can bring your stuff to sell. You can sit it right on your car right there, or bring a table and set it up right outside. And there's even trees there you can set up under. It's a fun thing, and we can meet a lot of us. I think I will be stopping by, but I am not sure. Okay. Let's see, I've got the FT8 screen back up here. I was seeing if we've got how it's going. I can't believe that we're still rolling on 20 meters. That's pretty good. All right, we want to see if we can do. All right, so let's try switching this up a little bit. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go here and I'm going to switch my frequency to a different frequency. We're going to go to 80 meters, and we're going to go to 3.573. And now I have to tune it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my wattage down to almost nothing. I'm going to go down to like 10 watts, and I'm going to hit the tune button. I also like to go ahead and put this somewhere where nobody's at, and I hit my tune button. Now my radio's transmitting. I can use my manual tuner, and I can tune this in somewhere so that my SWR is good for my radio. And on the reason I'm using 80 is because I can get a great SWR in 80. There we go. That's zero reflected. I'm bringing up my power to 80 watts and then turning it off. Okay, there we go. I'm ready. And I am transmitting at 80 watts. All right, so now let's take a look at our waterfall and let this run for a little while. There is traffic on here, just about as much as we had over on 20. We're now on 80. Now, my radio is still on upper sideband. Just a reminder to everybody, even though we went below 30, we're still in upper sideband. All digital pretty much, with the exception of SSTV. Most digital things are all done in upper sideband. But you should always check, because I did FT8 for a week thinking that my 40 and 80 was just screwed up. And then they're like, well, you're doing it in upper sideband, right? All right, so let's find a parking spot. Notice with 80, you don't get near as many people out of the area. Let's see here. All right, there's a parking spot. Oh, there's one, Bon Air in Caraco. Nice. Now I can reduce that, and it'll show me where we're going here.
Just north of Venezuela.
All right, there we go. And see, I can zoom in, and it will show me where we're broadcasting or transmitting to. Right there.
Yeah, that's next to Bon Air.
And then if I want that information back, I hit the little search glass here, and it'll bring that person's information back. It's 1,342 miles. But I don't think he's going to hear me because he's not hearing me. And I am at 80 watts. Remember, my 80 watts is not your 80 watts. My antenna is under trees and over bushes and over the roof and around my antenna. And the RF is bad too. I'm going to show you something. Let me turn this off here. All right, now you can see me. Notice these are my cameras. These are the cameras outside my house. I want you to notice what happens to them when my radio starts to transmit right now. All right, here we go. Watch. And they go out completely. I mean, they literally, look at that. Two of them go out. Now, depending on what frequency I'm on, if I'm on 40 and I go all the way up to 80 or 90 watts, I'll lose all four of them. If I'm on 20, it just kind of makes them get fuzzy and a little brighter. So, but that's simply the long line going out to the camera, collecting up some of the RF, and it overpowers the signal coming into the system. But notice it screws them all up. But yeah, it is what it is. So if you haven't used HF yet, you've got a camera system. It might be something fun you're going to have to deal with. All right, so we're not getting that guy, so let's turn that off. Thanks a lot, Bon Air. Thanks for nothing, buddy. All right, so we'll get rid of him. It ain't even that far away. It's like, come on. Okay, here, this guy. We'll call him. Hey, Alan. I love it. He lives at 4110 State Road. They didn't even give it a name. It's just State Road.
Jeez. Oh, man. Akron, Ohio.
Akron, Ohio. They make really good fire nozzles there. The Akron Fire Nozzle Company's there.
Oh, he may work there.
It's called Akron Brass, actually, but yeah. And looks like he can hear us. We're making our first 80-meter contact. Yeah, we're getting him minus, or he got us -2. We got him R14, -14. And now we'll know here in about 4 seconds whether we're going to be able to close the deal here. And we closed the deal.
Outstanding.
There we go. There's our 80-meter contact into Ohio. And now we're ready to go pounce again. Don't pounce yet, though. You got to wait for it to get done. Notice it just now finished saying goodbye. You got to wait for it to quit saying. I was bad about jumping on there and clicking something before it was done saying goodbye. And that screws up me saying goodbye. So now I got to say goodbye again. And it ends up screwing me for a whole minute. Okay, somebody's calling me. Notice what just happened? Somebody called me. I didn't call CQ.
Yeah.
But this guy called me anyway. Probably some young kid. 1971. He's 2 years older than me. Or 2 years younger than me, I should say. Must be this guy, not this guy. But anyway, yeah, this is Jerry. Jerry's my buddy from Indiana. And there we go. He just called me out of the blue tonight.
Got your comment. Sweet.
What it is, he saw me, he needed the zone or whatever, so he called me without me even soliciting the call. And that's perfectly fine. So now I click OK. He's in the logbook, and I never called him. He called me, and I never called CQ. Okay, so now we're back to normal again. We're waiting. I can either pounce or call CQ. Let's pounce. The blue ones are zones I don't have yet. Those are CQ zones I don't have yet. So I want the blue ones over the purple ones. This must be a rodeo guy. Wyoming, Colorado Amateur Radio Club. This is a radio club.
Oh,
This is club call sign.
Greeley, Colorado.
Yep. So we're actually, we're calling a club, has a function going on right now. And we're actually calling a club call sign. And apparently they're not hearing us. Yellow. Okay, if I don't get him this time, I'm going to switch to something else really fast because I don't want to lose the cycle. So I don't want him again, so I'm going to turn him off. Oh, he's calling me back, so now I got to go back and click him real quick.
Be patient.
See how I turned him off, but then I wanted to go back and turn him back on again. So I clicked the line, and it sent back the proper reply. See, when you click on the line where he's calling me, it sends back the next proper reply. I like how it does all that automatically. This is definitely lazy man radio right here.
This is operating a robot.
Yeah, kind of. You know what? It's as much a challenge as you want to make it. You can sit here and just press the button all day. You can get one of them birds that just comes down and drinks the water and have him press the button for you all day. But I'm going to tell you something. There's no challenge in that. I work it. When I'm working it, I actually work it. You know, I do it. I try to get the hard ones. I go for the distance. I try to get up early in the morning and hit Japan, stuff like that on the night bands. Okay, nothing there, so I'm going to immediately jump to the next guy because he's not answering me. Okay, this is the Bicentennial Independence Costa Rica Centro Formica. This is a special event station.
San Jose, Costa Rica.
Yep. So this is a special event station,
Yeah,
1,100 miles away,
200I.
and they can hear me. They've just responded to me. I'm responding back. R minus 04. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this tonight. I hope it was something informative. I'm going to be honest with the five of us that's left in here. The well's running dry, folks. All right, there we go. We got him. That's
Awesome.
way down there. That's in like Central America.
Yep.
All right, so now I'm going to wait. Oh, it's scanning pounds.
BF. New Jersey.
Little Egg Harbor, New Jersey. Now, how does a town get the name Little Egg Harbor?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, Bubba, it happened this one day. That's usually how it starts. Oh, and they can hear me. I have better luck on 80. I'm telling you, I love 80.
Yeah.
I do good on 80. My cameras don't like 80. But I like 80. And here we go. Do we seal the deal? We will find out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we seal the deal. 987 miles. Barefoot with a wire. All right, now we're sending our goodbye. There's our goodbye. Have a good day. Have a good life. And we wait. The cycle's coming around again. So I'm waiting to pounce, waiting to pounce, waiting to pounce. And nothing. So I called CQ instead. And then that guy popped up at the last second. But I called him earlier and didn't get him. So that's probably fine. So I waited till the last second. Nothing came in I wanted. So I hit the CQ. Now we'll wait and see if anybody responded to our CQ. Now at this point, I can call CQ again, or I can hit something that comes up over here. Nothing came up. I'm going to allow the CQ to go out again. See, once you get good with this and you get quick, you'll never lose any cycles. The only time you'll lose a cycle is when you need to check and see if anybody's walking
Right.
on you.
It's all timing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you start living your life on 15-second increments. Okay, there's one. I'm going to shoot for him.
KK6BB. Seattle.
Seattle, Washington. Double K, double B. 2,600 miles. That's the Socialist Republic of Washington. Okay. My biggest thing with FT8, and I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. What I do with it now a lot is I turn it on and let it sit. I don't transmit. I let it sit. I let it sit in receive mode, and I leave the alerts turned on. Let me show you. I'll set this thing to alert when certain things pop up. I'll turn this alert feature on right here, and I will set, depending on how much I want to work it, I'll set CQ only, and I'll set call sign. I'll turn it off, but I'll leave all the other ones on. And now it won't say a word unless a new grid pops up or a new DXCC pops up or a new CQ zone. So let's say I want to just only get these guys and maybe only the ones that are really important. You can turn off a couple more of these. Now it's only going to let you know if it's a new state that you don't have or a new big ITU zone that you don't have, or if it's one of these special things down here. See, like tomorrow, if I only want special event stations to alert me and that's it, I'm going to put all those alert stations down here and then I'm going to turn all these off. And now it's only going to alert me if something down here comes in. And it'll say, W1T, W1T. And I'll know that that Whiskey 1 Tango station is on that frequency and I can go pounce on him real quick.
What's going down?
Nothing.
Everybody asleep yet? Oh, no, Rick's still here. Rick is always here.
No, we're going to talk about CB lingo.
Oh, yes, my favorite topic on ours. 10-4, good buddy.
Yeah.
10-4, I hammer down I-75.
Yep. Keep the dirty side down, Bubba.
Be here monitor on the side.
That's right.
For you. Belgium. Wow. On 80? Holy. So you need to get him.
On the side.
I'm
Okay,
trying.
full OVZ on the
Dude,
side.
he's 4,600 miles away on 80 meters.
Get him.
I doubt he'll hear me. He's probably got a kicker on that bitch, putting out like 1,000 watts.
Could be.
He's got a kicker.
That's more CB talk for you there, Bubba. He got a big old kicker on that thing right there.
Foot warmer.
That's right.
This truckers are kind of stupid though with CB because they put the antennas, they make them face forward so far that it's like, do you have any clue how radio works? Because you're not getting out with that. So ridiculous.
Oh, come on, Belgium.
Top of the.
I'm hearing him every cycle, but he ain't hearing me at all. He needs to turn his beam more this way.
Turn that beam all down this way there, good buddy.
Ain't gonna swing that beam around there, Bubba. Oh, man.
Oh man, I tell you what. No doubt about it. CB now is not even, it's not even like it used to be where you actually had CB lingo. Now it's just people yelling incoherently, and they every now and then you can make out a no doubt about it. I don't know what it is. I guess no doubt about it is their new thing they say. Turning to CB right now. Oh, they're going. They're talking. What are they saying? I don't know.
They're usually just yelling the F word as much as they can.
I don't know. They don't prioritize legibility. They prioritize radio-y noise.
Now, is the F word followed by Biden?
I haven't heard that one yet.
Fine.
Oh, you haven't heard about that? That's the big thing in college campuses now.
No, I know. I'm saying I haven't heard it yet on the CB.
On the radio.
No doubt about it.
Did you see? I put that at the very end of the email I sent out this morning. It said, "Make ham radio great again."
Man, dude, that's what me and my dad say. We're gonna make ham radio great again.
Yep.
Yeah, you.
Saying 10-4. Monitoring on the side. I need to put my beam up. I've been so disappointed lately because I have that beam, but I can never put up because of the storms. Every time I think about putting it up, something rolls through, and I'm like, well, oh. Well, there you go. Bye-bye. There's a CB for you.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and end the YouTube. It's just the three of us left in here, so I'm going to go ahead and end the YouTube.
Yep.
And let me go ahead and do that. Let me get that going off there, Bubba.
No doubt about it. No
All
doubt
right.
about it.
And for those of you who stuck it out to the end on YouTube, this is, in fact, the end of the video. So have a good night out there, and we'll be back next week with another edition of the Southwest Florida TechNet. My name's Ian, and I'm here with Joseph and Rick, and we'll see you next week. Have a good night.